Well, welcome back, everyone, to Claws of the Tyrant. Before we get into this, there is one thing I think is very important to bring up again. I believe I said it at the start of the first session. I'm going to say it again here. I'll let your minds run wild as to why. Survival is not guaranteed in this story. In fact, I might even hazard to say it is less than likely. So, keep that in mind today as we look back on what happened last week, where our group of survivors had finally left Yua's Hope and begun making their way towards the Pines Flow River and a route towards Vellumis, the largest nearby city here in Lastwall that should hopefully provide a bastion of safety for you, and for Mattis and Suri, where hopefully the Knights of Lastwall might be stationed, and you could deliver the Bloodstone of Erasni to, as was your charge.
About that.
About that. Well, of course, what came at the end of session was not the first issue, as we had a pair of very dehydrated party members in Mattis and Ira, as the group was rushing for the Pines Flow River and a water source that could quench the thirst of our group and prevent them from just dying. Unfortunately, it started off pretty poorly, without a compass and only having a map of the surrounding region from years ago. You pretty much immediately made a wrong turn, heading a bit more east than southeast like you needed to, and not realizing for about an hour that was the case, losing about 2 hours in total between traveling and backtracking back towards Yua's Hope. From there, you continued southeast towards the river, a murder of crows just sort of following you guys, consistently increasing in size, potentially being Nosoi psychopomps as opposed to simple crows, at least according to what Ira saw at one point. But a majority of them being scared off by Suri's just general annoyance with them. And thankfully, as the day came towards a close, towards a time you would need to begin gathering food in order to not starve today and still get to sleep at a reasonable time, you managed to reach the river. Those of you who were dehydrated and on the verge of death were able to quench your thirst. The rest of you were able to begin hunting with the help of the brush paws, securing food for yourselves and everyone else, while a small little camp was thrown together, only a single tent belonging to Ira and a bunch of bedrolls for everyone else, alongside a campfire. And a decent amount of water was boiled and purified and filled into water skins for you guys to actually have fresh water to travel with tomorrow and in the days to come. You all went to sleep, took watches, many of you taking a watch with another person, and managing to have some conversations as well. Suri having a conversation with Rockville, both of you trying to process the events of the day, the death of Garag, Elizo, Bicky, and perhaps if there was something more you could have done in those moments. Ira taking a watch with
The Kitsune dad.
Yono, thank you. I thought it was him, but brain fell out of my head. And Mattis being the one to decide not to take a watch with anyone else, taking a watch on his own and being fairly attentive throughout it. Although Ira had very clearly fallen asleep during her watch and just kind of been left sitting on a log with Yono throwing her bedroll over her. Mattis decided to pull out and further examine the bloodstone, the artifact containing Erosni's lungs, one of her organs from before she became a lich, even. Attempted to connect to the vast well of divine energy within it, and was summarily rejected, blown backwards, and knocked unconscious by it. What a wonderful thing to happen when you're the only person on watch, right?
Yep. It was totally smooth play.
Of course, leading to, thankfully, Skulk and Yaluva waking up for their watch, even without Mattis to awaken them, coming out to see Mattis sprawled on the ground, unconscious with a massive sort of mental injury. The relic and the piece of paper describing it both missing, and a number of eyeless crows killed and strung up above each person's bedroll, aside, of course, from Mattis, who was sort of just sprawled in the center of the campsite. Yaluva went to wake the rest of her family. The rest of you sort of took down most of the crows, kicked them off to the side, and hid them, while Mattis explained what the bloodstone was, and that it was now lost. Suri, connecting with some strange force and emotion belonging to someone else, it seems, but seems to perhaps act as a compass or a guide of some sort. A rage flaring up when Suri faces to the southeast, perhaps leading you in the direction of whoever stole into camp and stole the bloodstone. However, there are still a few hours of rest most of you need to fully get the benefits of a rest and not be fatigued at this point. And you also have some decisions to make, and we'll probably need to talk to the rest of the group as well once you're all awake, as I believe some of you were for going after the bloodstone, some of you were for simply getting safely to Vellumis, as was the initial plan. Well, you guys are the only ones who can fight in a nation overrun by the undead. Splitting your group, while can be done, may be a recipe for no one surviving. So, all of that being said, we are picking back up very early in the morning. The sun is maybe beginning to crest the horizon in the distance, but many of you are still an hour and a half to 2 hours behind on your sleep, and will need to get some more rest before, lest you be fatigued come the new day. The Brushpaw family are all awake and seem to be quietly conversing amongst themselves, while Crassian, Kleb, Yastolo, Herda, Marco, Rockvel, all of them are still, thankfully perhaps, asleep off in their own areas, and the four of you are grouped together right now. What are we thinking? What would we like to do? What would we like to talk about? What's the situation?
Ira, for her part, wants to get going as quickly as possible. Well, okay, actually, no, that's right. Never mind. For right now, Ira will listen to what other people are thinking. She has
I
ideas.
have a massive headache.
Yes, well, that's what you get for messing with the strange artifact thing.
Yes.
Maybe next time don't mess with this strange artifact.
I don't have anything to say to that, so I won't say anything.
Maybe next time, consider don't.
I don't think there's W next time.
Well, we'll find out, won't we? What do we think? Do you guys want to get back to sleep? For those of you who still need it, do you want to
Oh,
just wake people up and begin traveling? Do you want to leave these people behind and begin traveling?
I have no. My font's completely used up. So
Yes, and you do need a bit more rest before you can actually perform daily prep and not
yeah,
be
and I
fatigued.
should also maybe treat wounds on myself.
Maybe.
I'm very injured. So if that's okay, I would like to treat my wounds.
Yeah,
before
go
I
for
back
it.
to sleep. Yes. Right. But, yeah. Nice.
Okay.
I'd like to see.
Fantastic.
I'll just be one hit point short. But that's fine. I can make it up with the little pots.
Yeah. Well, and Skulk could always give you a healing item that will just regen in 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Ah.
The
You
vials.
guys, Suri, Skulk, Ira, anything the three of you would like to do during the 10 minutes? Mattis sort of trudges back towards the center of camp, grabs out his healing supplies, and honestly just sort of begins, like, getting an ice compress ready and wrapping it around his head.
Yeah. Yep, pretty much.
How do you describe, like, a treat wounds for solely mental damage? Like, clean up the maybe bloody nose?
It's a really bad headache, so yeah, ice compress makes sense.
Get the ibuprofen. One per damage taken.
okay. Well, what? Do you want to go after whoever stole this relic of yours, or what are you thinking?
My instinct is that it is important and it needs to be recovered, but he sort of looks around camp. He's like, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Yes, we were kind of escorting a bunch of civilians over to fortress. And sorry, I forget the direction that this person seems to have gone. Is it in the direction we were heading anyways?
It's the same direction you guys are heading for now, but you have no idea how long that would remain.
Well, yeah, I mean, for now, I guess we can keep going. But if we reach a place where it splits, and Surly, Mattis, what are you thinking you'll do?
Suri is pretty restless, and she says, we're losing time. And she's trained in survival, so she knows that, if you want to track someone, then the trail needs to be fresh. She says, we can't just wait around and let them put even more distance between them and us. If the trail splits, we'll have to make a decision, but first we should get going.
If we
I'm
don't
not ready to travel.
If we don't finish sleeping, we won't be able to track anything. You have to look after your own health before you go try chasing down some relic thief.
And whoever did this was extremely skilled. Well, he slaughtered all those ravens without anyone realizing anything was going on, and woke no one as they walked through our camp. They're not something we should take lightly. I think the plus side though is if people are after that relic, if we no longer have it, then in theory, no one should be following us.
All the more reason not to spend more time sleeping if whoever took this thing is so stealthy that we didn't even wake up. And she just continues to grumble, but she sees the state that everyone is in and the bags under some of the people's eyes, and She understands, but she can still be upset about it.
I mean, you can feel that you yourself are still pretty tired, Suri.
Yeah, but I think she doesn't listen to her body, and that.
That's fair. That is entirely fair.
Every fiber of my being wants to make this right and chase after that item immediately, but in my mind, as I check details or they take our situation fully into account, I do not think it's a good idea. I think it might be best to report this to the people, to the Knights of Lastwall and Vellumis, and perhaps they know where the rest of the Bloodstones are, and they can put more protection on them, or maybe they might have an idea who was after it.
Suri looks at Mattis, and I mean, to her, correct me if I'm misinterpreting, but I think this thing was never as important to anyone as a MacGuffin usually is. It was kind of like a favor, basically, that Mattis was doing, or some personal duty of Mattis, and everyone, and Suri felt like.
It's sort of a big mystery to Mattis, because all he was told by Constance was, if I die, use this key. That's all he said. He didn't give any other directions. He didn't explain what the item was. He didn't explain that he was a Crimson Keeper, I think it was. Mattis knows nothing of that. And so he doesn't... All he knows is what the letter says and what his own religious knowledge of who Erasni was. And he knows it's an important artifact that if the wrong people get it, can bring about great catastrophe. But beyond that, he doesn't really know much about it.
For reference's sake, what the letter said was the Bloodstones must be kept safe at all costs, for their possession allows one to control the former herald as one forces a puppet to dance.
Right.
How true that directly is, who knows? You don't really have a clue. But as Mattis said, it truly was just something that was... he learned about it at the same time as you. But until tonight, the two of you were the only ones who knew about it, because Mattis didn't really tell anyone.
Right. But Mattis, you think it's above your pay grade?
Oh, most certainly. We're talking about the former herald of Aerodin. That was the girl's name. We're talking about someone who is a very powerful Lich and Geb, who is terrifyingly powerful, and if the wrong people get all these bloodstones together and are able to control her, I can only imagine what's happened to Lastwall would happen across.
But aren't you making the case then for us to get up and get after it right away?
We can get up and get after it once we finish sleeping, so that we're not practically zombies.
That is
half awake trying to find this person.
I'm just saying.
Okay,
I'm just thinking maybe,
I get it.
Maybe there's someone more qualified to go after it than us. Like, we're not trained soldiers. We're survivors.
Yes, but you're just gonna let this, at the first opportunity, you're just gonna let go of it?
I looked to all the other survivors, and I was like, we're the only ones who can make sure they're safe.
And when you bring that into the mix, I mean, Suri always feels more responsible than she really is for this group. She says, "Okay, ultimately it's your duty. And if you make that decision, I'm gonna respect it. But if the world ends because of it, I told you so.
Fantastic. Skulk.
Hi.
They're having this conversation. But
Yep.
at the same time, you're on watch. It is your job at this point of the night. And thankfully, you have been keeping an eye out still.
Okay.
Mattis, Suri are having this conversation. Ira's jumping in every now and then. You see the brush paws are still all in sort of kitsune form, quietly. What?
Sorry, just at some point, Ira would like to go talk to Pause.
Yeah, don't worry.
Probably, yeah.
You may get that chance.
Oh, okay. I don't
Because
like
Skulk, the forest is not silent, of course, at this point. Especially, there's still crows in the trees. And perhaps that's even what woke you up this morning. Not the dead ones. Those have been taken down and sort of thrown off into piles behind some of the trees nearby. But there are still the normal crows that are up in the trees, occasionally cawing. That might be what woke you up for your watch when Mattis didn't, but the sound of cawing over the last 30 seconds or so has gotten more frequent.
Okay.
Which is strange, because in the treetops, not a single crow's beak is moving.
Oh.
Huh.
I'm just gonna kind of walk over to the group and be like, "So, guys, you guys hear the
Yes.
crows, right?
Yes.
Look at the crows. They're not moving."
My God, we're going to a map.
I am immediately going to need everyone to roll initiative for me, please.
Oh, there's the crows. I heard just now.
Ambiance. Skulk, unfortunately, being sort of at the bottom, but as you wander over and bring this to everyone's attention, that gives everyone perhaps barely enough time to react.
You're...
I'm going to leave this up to the dice. Okay.
Took the water
Skulk.
away.
You were the one on watch. I'm going to give you the option here, high or low.
Low.
Okay. Fantastic. As the cawing sort of rises in volume and intensity, and you let everyone know, Mattis, you will be the first to react, but you will not react before them, as numerous of the corpses of crows, missing their eyes, thrown into a pile off to the side in the shrubbery, once more rise from the ground.
Oh.
And do not mind the artwork. I didn't have artwork for skeleton crows, so it was either the dinosaur skeletons or regular crows, and I thought the dinosaur skeletons was funnier.
Fair enough.
But these are skeletal crows, or they're crows with like their skin very rapidly sloughing off as they stand and take to the air here. And they are going to immediately... yeah, they're going to fly. As they stand up right over top the family of the brushpaws.
You are so mean.
What do you mean I'm mean?
I can't believe you've done this.
I'm going to roll some blind things just because I can. to see how they're all doing. Let's put the
All the
reflex
brush
save in
paws
chat for them.
except the mother dies.
Except for the mother. Okay, as the crows begin swarming and biting at the two children and the father immediately beginning to shift back into a more large kitsune form to try and shield his children, but not nearly doing so quickly enough. Definitely beginning to injure the family. But that is going to be it for their turn. And Mattis, you are up at this point.
Okay, I'm going to spend an action to pull out a scroll.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use 2 actions to cast the scroll.
Okay.
And I'm going to give Era and Suri infused vitality.
Fantastic.
Oh, that's one I did.
Oh, yes, and Suri does get to rage. And Ira, go ahead and grab that spell effect as well. As these crows begin pecking at the faces and especially eyes of the Brushpaw family. Ira, that is going to be your turn.
Okay.
Get them off the brush paws.
Yes, give me a moment. Okay. I will go ahead and draw a hammer.
Okay.
And then we'll go ahead and do the funny thaumaturge thing.
Sure. Exploit vulnerability, a wonderful success. It is a swarm type creature. Pretty easy to tell immediately. So it's going to have your general weaknesses to area and splash damage. What would you like to know with diverse lore?
High save, low save.
High save, low save. I mean, it's a bunch of crows. You can be pretty solid in the idea that reflex is going to be their best save. At the same time, watching that skin and feather roughly fall apart on the body, it doesn't appear. They don't appear particularly sturdy. Fortitude is probably going to be their low save.
Cool. Then I'll go ahead and throw a hammer at him.
Fantastic. Unfortunately, a 10 will not hit.
Yep, hero point.
Okay, going at him early. Fantastic, a 25 will hit.
Okay.
For a lovely 11 total points of damage. Notably, they do not appear weak to that vitality damage. They take it because they're undead, but they're not weak to it.
That's fine. Their D4 is their D4.
At the end of your turn, I believe that does it for your turn, correct, Ira?
Uh-huh.
The rest of the crows will stand up.
Oh. Oh, no.
You thought it would just be one.
Ira will of course shout, "Get out of there! Get away from the crows!"
Yep. Fantastic. And also, I should say, yeah, this swarm is going to use a reaction when you hit it, Ira. All of the swarming crows around the Brushpaw family sort of in unison stop their pecking and turn their heads to look on you. Their eyeless skulls, the feathers slowly falling off of their faces, boring into you mentally. You have, these crows have created a grudge with you. Fantastic. When your swarm can settle, when they can create a grudge, it's amazing.
These aren't like dwarf skeletons?
These are crow skeletons. They might be dwarven crows. Who knows?
Crows do that too.
That's
Like,
the natural
crows
ability of
remember-
theirs?
Crows remember people and if they
Fair.
like or dislike. That's very on theme.
Yeah. Okay, the question is, you guys are... I figured you would be decently split up, talking to each other, not necessarily directly in each other's face when you were having that conversation. And most people are separated. However, these crows are going to go after others as well. They are going to fly after Marco and Kleb. Marco, of course, inside Ira's tent, but Kleb sort of resting up against the exterior of it. They are going to begin swarming at the both of them here.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Oh no.
Which is going to call for a reflex save from the two of them. Oh, that's hilarious.
Can I hero
Saved?
point?
They saved, right?
Marco nat 20'd. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, baby.
And Kleb that one.
Club absolutely nat 1'd, yeah. Which means Kleb is not dead as of yet.
That's good.
However, is going to suffer a bit because they crit failed.
Oh, no.
And unfortunately, since they did technically have to stand as an action, these murders of crows only had one action with which to attack their targets. So Suri, it is your turn. As I think Kleb is going to wake up screaming at this point.
Fair.
Club, come to me, Club.
Oh, did not like that.
Suri is gonna charge at the swarm of crows over there, and she's just gonna basically swing her hands around, like grab whatever she can, try to smash some of them together.
Yeah, absolutely.
And do that as a fist attack. How do
Go
you
for
punch
it.
this swarm? All right, so target and everything's on. Yep.
Uh-oh, my crows are in danger.
Let's see.
My crows
Ooh.
are immediately shattered as you just start
Jesus.
grabbing them out of the air, crushing them and smashing them into one another, Suri. Getting
Right.
them away from the brush paws, and they collapse pretty quickly.
Then she uses her last action to rush over here and wave her hands around.
Yeah,
And
fantastic.
shoot them all.
And like you don't care.
That's right.
Fantastic. Skulk, that's going to bring us to you.
Okay. Well, this one's fucking dead.
It is,
so,
yes.
Died.
We're gonna run up to here. I don't actually remember what my speed is. Let me check. 25.
Good
There we go. I
job.
got you there. We're gonna quick alchemy a bomb.
Okay.
Just alchemist things.
Yep.
Just
We're gonna
alchemist
do-
things.
Where is it? There's Ghost Charge. So 1, 2, and yeet.
3. Oh, the 12, unfortunately. Now, this will still hit them with the splash damage, which they are weak to, if you want to keep the failure. However,
I'm
you
gonna
are
reroll
welcome.
it.
Fair enough. Turns it into a hit.
Let's go.
Goody gumdrop. For 4 total points of vitality damage, of course, increased and enfeebling them. But also, thankfully, because it is vitality damage, it does not injure Marco, Kleb, and Suri, who are within its area as well. However, it is absolutely going to create a grudge with you over that.
Yeah.
Anything with your last action?
I moved quick alchemy and through.
I believe you have Quick Bomber, do you not?
Oh, do I?
It's been a while, okay?
Oh, I do have quick bomber. Oh, wouldn't you know?
I would know. Yeah. Huh.
Um.
Who'da
Anyway,
funk?
same verse. Second verse, same as first.
Go for it.
Um. Let's go.
That's an exact hit.
Let's go.
Fantastic. Getting a little bit more damage into them. That's definitely hurting them. They're skeletons. You guys have so much vitality damage between you all that thankfully shouldn't be the biggest threat here. However, Mattis, it is back to your turn. Actually, at the top of the round, we're going to do some quick rolling to see where everyone goes and what everyone does.
I did call to Cleb. To
You
come
did
to me.
indeed. Fantastic. Sort of Retsnav and Yuluva are going to run this way. Retsnav and Yono are going to run this way. Let's see. Kleb is awake. He's going to clamber to his feet. And he is going... Actually, no. He's too out of it. He's just going to continue screaming on the ground there. Marco, with a second nat 20 in a row, is going to wake up, not sure what's going on, but sort of crawl out of his tent, stand up, and flee a little bit. And then
I get Cleb.
Herda, Rockvel, and Crassian also wake up. Hilariously, Yostolo sleeps through this so far.
Of course he does.
Now we are at your turn, Mattis.
Alright, I'm going to lash out with my divine vitality.
How dare you use Vitality Lash? Why would you do such a thing to me?
Lash out at them.
I will fail by 1. Look at that level 2 DC. 8 points of vitality is not quite enough to take them down. There are still a few of them fluttering around, especially focused around Kleb's head right now.
Alright. I'm gonna put myself between Marco and Swarm, and I'll then call it Kleb.
Look at this
Get over here!
wonderful spread of anti-swarm positioning. Real
Yeah,
gaming
brother.
hours.
We gaming now, man.
Wonderful. Ira, that's going to bring us to you.
Okay. Well,
Can you take these guys
I'll-
down?
Yep. I'll go ahead and pull out another throwing hammer. I'll go ahead and ride over here, and then I will go ahead and throw hammer again.
Fantastic.
Oh.
Okay.
Yo, let's go.
Fantastic. Wonderful damage as the hammer flies just barely missing Kleb's head and sort of catching in a line the last, 3 remaining crows, just smashing them all together and scattering the chips of bone and feather from them. You guys managing to very quickly overcome this threat of the recently deceased, immediately undead crows. However, most everyone is awake now. Many of the brush paws are sporting some small to moderate injuries. It appears Retsnav is the most wounded, but still not in the worst place. Rockvel, Herdaw, Crassian all are sort of getting up rapidly, scrambling to their feet, rubbing the sleep from their eyes. Herdaw is trying to pick up Yostolo, not even bothering to wake him. Kleb is screaming bloody murder right now. And Suri, you being the closest, can see the hollowed pits where his eyes have already been gouged out by these crows.
Oh, that
Blood streaming down his face. Not just from those hollows, but from also these scratches and pecks that have taken out large chunks of flesh from his face.
Do that?
Yeah?
Suri yells
God.
out, Mattis, get over here.
I'll rush over to Clem and
crit
I-
fail
I-
on the save against this murder was blinded.
Oh my god. I will lay on hands.
Go for it, yeah. As you immediately rush forward, place your hands on Kleb and allow the divine energy to seep through and begin to close up some of the wounds, the scratches and pecks, thankfully managing to help those injuries, but you quickly notice the eyes are not regenerating.
Oh no. Sorry, Clem.
I can't see.
I'm aware. I'm aware.
Where are you? He's like scrabbling for your arm.
I'll hold him. I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. We'll figure this out.
The rest of the group is sort of looking on in horror at this point at the situation.
I think it's gonna be a conversation probably for a bit. I'd like to do some treat wounds on him and
Yeah.
give him an eye bandage.
Absolutely. Go for it. Yeah, we can absolutely take 10 minutes for you to try and treat some of Kleb's wounds here.
Ira will.
Do we-
Oh, God.
No, go for it.
Ira is going to try and get
Oh,
everybody together
sit
so that
more.
she can explain the situation and try to get everybody calmed down.
Yeah. Mattis and
She'll-
Kleb sort of off to the side still as Mattis is treating the wounds, thankfully bandaging Kleb's eyes up. But everyone else is sort of wakes up, gathers around as Ira, you call them over.
In short, Ira will explain that they did have a nocturnal visitor who seemed to have taken something from Mattis. They seemed interested in something Mattis had. They took it. They left with it. So this nocturnal visitor shouldn't be returning. Ira doesn't know if that's true or not, but she's saying it to try and get people calmed down. Yes, there was this intrusion onto the camp, and in the aftermath, the deceased crows. I guess the big thing with the deceased crows, right, is that everything here comes back to life, or comes back to unlife, right?
That's-
Like, this isn't unusual.
I don't think we know that for certain, but I'm having that suspicion.
Last time you guys were outside was 6 years ago, before as the undead were arriving.
Yeah, but it happened in the crypt, right? When people
It
died.
did, but that could have been attributed to just the powerful necrotic energy suffusing
Well-
the crypt. So,
Ira's going to
sure.
go with that anyways, even if she doesn't know for certain. She's going to say, this visitor, they killed the crows, we took down the bodies, we unfortunately forgot that things here in what was once Lastwall come back to life after they've been dead a while. This wasn't a concerted attack by anybody. We are not in any more danger. The person who came last night not going to come again.
Go ahead and give me a deception check here. And I'm asking for deception because you yourself are not certain of exactly what the truth is, and you are simply attempting to convince everyone of what you believe to be the truth, or at least what you are telling yourself is the truth.
Can I make this open so I can hero point it?
No,
No?
not at all.
Oh my fucking god.
How dare you ask something of me like that?
+8, you'll be fine.
Not with that laugh. And not with that sigh.
Everyone...
Please hero point it.
Are you sure you want to?
Okay, well now when you say... Okay, fine. Continue.
I'll give you the option. If you really desperately think you rolled poorly and want a hero point, I will allow it.
No, see, every time you've offered, Actually, no. I guess it's a 50-50 chance.
Hey,
whether
if
or
you're
not-
it's up to your confidence in your own dice here. You've already spent 1 hero point. How confident are you in your deception?
I mean, it can only get better with Heelys unless I roll into a natural 1.
Well, it's up to you.
No, I'll keep it.
Okay. That's a
But you have
choice.
to tell me what it was. Fuck! Don't say that shit.
While she says that, can I do a recall knowledge on the nature of undead and maybe
Yeah,
ponder
absolutely.
if there is something to that theory?
Absolutely, go for it.
Yeah, let's go. Oh, I'm still targeting club.
Shame. What is your religion modifier? Or undead lore
My
modifier?
religion.
You don't have undead lore.
I do not.
You have scribing
I
lore.
have- Yep.
A perfect lore
My
skill.
religion is +8.
+8. Fantastic. It's honestly kind of strange to you. Because creatures should not become undead this quickly. What happened in the crypts truly could be attributed to, like, the reason you all managed to avoid being noticed by the undead in Yua's Hope for 6 years was the concentrated necrotic energy of the crypts, sort of keeping your vital signs hidden. Unfortunately, that acted as a double-edged sword that no one really thought about, managing to rapidly turn both Dame Talia and Constant Rusi into undead once they had actively died. You do not sense that same sort of necrotic pall over where you guys are here in Lastwall here. Undead should not transform that quickly. Something was done to these crows to make them transform that quickly.
Oh, the person left the trap for us.
As you're thinking about that, everyone is sort of simmering on Ira's words right now. Herdaw seems to still sort of think that no matter what, sticking with the group is probably best. The Brushpaws appear perhaps convinced for now that they are not going to immediately leave. Maybe it has to do with the honesty about the item. Maybe it has to do with simply the fact that you guys resolved these crows so quickly. Maybe Ira's conviction was convincing enough. Marco doesn't really seem to trust his ability to survive on his own. Rockville seems like she's in it for the moment, at least. She seems to definitely be wavering slightly on whether she thinks she can make it on her own or stick with you guys.
That doesn't have eyes.
Kleb doesn't have eyes.
Oh my god.
Crassian is the one who's sort of like tapping his foot off to the side, arms crossed. No, it's nothing against any of you, but Elizo Bicky all died from your decisions back in Yua's Hope. Now look at Kleb. I'm not sticking around when your decisions seem to be cursing the Querulous Quartet first and foremost.
This is so true.
Ira has something she wants to say, but if somebody else wants to pipe in on this.
I think I'm more focused on club right now. But I am listening, but I'm like more focused, make sure he's.
Then Ira
Shit.
will step forward and say, "And what? You think you can survive out there on your own? No offense, your music was great, but the last I checked, you're not a survivalist. Neither are most of us, for that matter, but that's why we're sticking together. Do you really think you can survive out there on your own?"
I think
Do you want
based
to
off
take-
of the last 24-hour circumstances, I've got a much better chance of survival on my own than sticking around you.
You want to leave Kleb behind? Or you want to take him with? You have to... No offense, Kleb. You have to pull along a blind goblin trying to survive?
Love Kleb to pieces, but I'm going off on my own. River's right here. I can find a crossing point. Make my way out of this damned country.
Fine.
Or you will also speak up and second Ira and say, "Come on, you know there's that we have better chance if we stick together." Do you think that any of this would not have happened if you were on your own?
Go ahead and give me a diplomacy check.
I'll need Starfinder flashbacks.
Oh boy.
And, Mattis, can you give me a blind perception check, please?
Okay.
No, he has the zombie. Kleb is gonna become a zombie.
Nope.
Nope.
Say that.
Coming. There it is.
Phenomenal rolling.
Big oof.
Uh,
Can I hero point that, or was it?
yeah, you can certainly hero point that if you'd like.
All right, do it.
There you
There you
go.
Much better. Fine. One more day. And if things don't get better, I'm gone.
That's fair. Zuri says,
I think Mass will sort of interject at this point. It's like, by no means, I don't think anyone is forced to be here with us. I just believe it's best for everyone here. Some of us more than others.
It's fine. It's fine. You got us to the river. Can't possibly get us lost again from here, so... Fine. One more day. Here's the question. Takes a bit of time to get through all of that, and realistically, everyone is still pretty tired at this point and does need a bit more rest. Dawn has sort of just broken. You guys didn't really go to sleep until right around midnight, so most of you probably need another hour and a half to 2 hours of sleep still in order to not become fatigued partway through the day and to actively be able to do full daily prep. So do you guys want to sort of bed back down and rest, or do you think it's more important to just get on the road at this point?
I think we should rest.
Yeah, I agree.
I need my preparation.
Welcome to this campaign, everyone. We're forcing the cleric to never get their spell slots back. All campaign. Yeah. They're stuck with what they started with, and oh look, they're out of everything.
All I have left is benediction.
It is vitality, lash, or bust.
Yep. Sometimes light.
Sometimes light. Okay. Then I suppose, I mean, most people are going to have trouble getting back to sleep at this point, but everyone is able to sort of head back to their bedrolls, take a little bit of time, and sort of find a bit more sleep. Everyone sort of separating slightly.
I'll probably sit close to Kleb.
Yeah.
Kleb falls asleep.
Super out of it, whimpering in pain. Thankfully, most of the scratches and injuries you're able to bandage up, and those will just scar, but won't be anything horrendously lasting. But the damage to Kleb's eyes is going to require some pretty potent magic or alchemy to restore.
Jericho.
Yeah.
Mostly for the pain. Can I give him a numbing tonic just so I...
Sure.
Like...
Yeah, numb the pain a little bit.
Yeah.
Just give alcohol. Get
True.
quite
I
real
mean, yeah.
drunk.
Don't catch my patient drunk.
No, I'm gonna give him the numbing tonic, so that
Sounds
so that
good.
it's not as painful for him.
Yeah. Fantastic. Mattis, I wish to ask you, because you were sticking pretty close with Kleb. During that conversation, Ira's little speech, everyone making their decision, Crassian deciding to leave on his own before being convinced to stay for a bit longer. How attentive to the conversation were you being?
Like I might not have been directly looking at people for the whole thing, but I was paying attention to the words.
Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. Then we will say everyone is able to head back to sleep if they would like. Skulk, you are the one on watch. I think as you're on watch, because Yaluva is taking watch with you as well, she'll sort of at one point, like once everyone is asleep, nudge over towards your alchemy supplies with her nose, and then sort of like gesture towards the rest of her family that because Mattis was so focused on Kleb, also all have a number of scratches and injuries.
Yeah, I'm happy to obviously help him out.
Yeah, over the course of your watch, you could very easily like make enough elixirs of life, and
I
just
also
sort of
am just trained in medicine.
that is certain. You know what's really funny about elixirs of life? They are not ingested technically.
That's really fun.
Now, granted, it does specifically describe upon drinking this elixir, because I think
Yeah.
ingested is mostly
I
a
mean-
trait used for poisons, but
Yeah, it's for poisons and certain mutagens.
yes, we will say you are able to heal them all up, thankfully.
Yeah.
I believe the lowest hit points anyone got to was Retznav. The daughter was down to 6 hit points during that fight.
In my defense, I was trained with someone who just lost strides.
Yeah, completely fair. It could have been very bad for the children, but on 2d6, I rolled 4 for the damage of the swarm that went after them to start, which is a big sad moment. But I will ask Skulk for one more perception check from you for your watch for the night.
Are you saying you
Alrighty.
wanted the children to die?
No, not at all. I'm saying I wanted to traumatize you all.
Thank you,
With
Jerk.
child death. Haha.
He's
With
done it to
death
me
in
once
general.
before.
Yeah, but that was your
Yes.
child. Your adopted child.
Wha-
This would just be,
Damn.
child by association. I'm not making myself look better, am I?
No.
No.
Fantastic. I could not
Not bad,
ask for anything better.
Oh, it was a crit fail, wasn't it?
I was absolutely a nat 1.
Let's go.
And in near similar fashion to Ira, after you...
Oh, I got way too into my cooking.
Yeah. Just with the adrenaline of everything, once you heal up the brush paws, sweep away the skulls, you sort of let Yaluva focus on actually keeping watch as you start getting your supplies out, taking some of the meat. I think perhaps even in your haste here on that nat 1, you perhaps pick up some of the fallen off meat of the undead birds and use that in your morning cooking.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Surely nothing bad will happen from that.
You should probably not tell anyone that.
I don't even think Skulk realizes that. Skulk's like going through the small stores of what was hunted last night.
I'm just curious where the fuck I'm putting meat in any of this food.
Don't question it.
I guess meat smoothies.
Oh, that. No. Oh. That.
That's why
Oh, wait,
it's
no, there's
chunky.
a soup. There's a soup. There it is.
There
There's
you
a soup.
go. Yeah. Give everyone a nice hearty stew. of
Yeah.
undead crow meat.
Yeah. A shame I'm not making any soup because nothing broke yet.
Thankfully, Yaluva notices that and will not be touching the food you make this morning. And will not be letting her family touch it either. But eventually, everyone does come back to consciousness, having gotten that last little bit of rest. Manages to go about their daily preparations and make ready to set out for the day ahead of you.
So now that we've resolved the water issue, I shouldn't need to prepare to create water then, yeah?
Yeah, if you guys are going to be... Because you're mostly going to be following the Pines Flow River and then along Lake Incarthen, you guys should be pretty much adjacent or very close to a water source the entire time.
Alright. Don't worry about that then.
So, if you were taking the direct inland route, that would be more important.
Yeah.
But we are reaching sort of travel time where, since no one's really at risk of getting dehydrated or running out of food, especially because you've got the brush paws with you, I don't necessarily... I'm happy to, but I don't think anyone would want to just continuously describe each agonizing day of travel, considering it's going to take you nearly 2 weeks to reach Vellumis from here.
Oh, Jesus.
You're taking the land route, or you're taking the long route along the river, and you have both a dwarf in Rockville and a blind goblin. You guys are not moving quickly.
Nope.
Yup.
So it's going to be a long journey. You're only covering like 16, maybe 18 miles a day, depending on how it goes. But that does not mean your journey is not going to be fraught with things. So generally, as you guys are traveling, what exploration actions are people taking? We do need one person who's going to be sensing direction. Anyone else can do whatever they would like.
I can sense direction since I have the highest, what you call it?
Survival.
Yeah, that's the word.
Okay,
Go ahead
I'll
and
probably be
first.
scouting.
sure. And this is, of course, you are generally doing this whenever you are not hustling, is the assumption. And that's sort of balancing out the time.
Okay, to click rest for the night and...
Yes, you guys may all take your long rest, perform your daily prep as well. Mattis, don't forget you have a +1 circumstance bonus on your roll, and since you guys have that wayfinder that acts as a compass, you do not take the -2 to sense direction from that.
Yeah.
And you're also following the river, so, I mean, really the only potential issue is maybe sending the group the wrong way down the river come morning, when everyone's too tired to realize, wait, we're supposed to be traveling with the river on our right, not our left.
I would really hope that...
It's possible everyone's too
not-
tired, but
I'm not that silly.
the DC is not high.
Bones. Alright. Alright, so it's just a +1.
Mhm.
No negatives. It's +9.
Correct.
That's doable.
Fantastic, yeah. With all your bonuses, I think you fail on a 3 or worse on your die roll. So, thankfully, with everyone definitely sort of on edge and making their way along the river, you do not get turned around for the first day here.
And I think I try to stick, basically be the guide to the club, because I feel kind of guilty with what you said about those were planted there, so our mystery visitor tried to kill us with
Yeah.
undead crows.
Yeah, certainly.
But I'm not going to say that out loud. I'm going to keep that to myself.
Fantastic. does anyone have anything in particular during this, we'll say the first 2 days of travel here, that anyone would like to do or talk about? Or is it very much sort of like your time in the crypts where it's just moving quickly, but also everyone sort of keeping quiet into themselves as you go?
Ira isn't going to be talking about this out loud, but she is going to be thinking about, like, if this trail with the relic splits off. So, so I guess I can ask this right now, too. Like, if the trail with the relic splits off from the river we're following. Sorry, let me.
Plan.
I mean, just above table, if Ira, like, split off, in the sense of, like, she stays with the civilians rather than going after the relic. Like, is that something you could deal with, Mr. Jericho?
Oh, certainly.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say this with a blind goblin and something that Matt feels somewhat responsible for because he believes it was the person who stole the item in the first place. He doesn't want to leave this group of civilians anymore. He's just like, no, our responsibility is these people. We'll find someone who's capable of finding that person who stole it and let them deal with it. Because this is like way above what we're capable of right now when we have all these vulnerable people. So that is like leaving this group of people at this point is the farthest thing from Mattis' mind right now.
Yeah. Skulk is probably in the same boat. Like, the civilians should come first, and getting someone to help would be best because, let's be real here, we're way in over our heads. Especially someone that was able to sneak into the camp in the middle of the night and not alert anyone. So that's probably where Skulk is meaning.
I feel bad because obviously Suri is very focused on this right now, especially given that she's apparently been touched by a Rosny. But objectively speaking, like, Ira does not care about this relic. She wants to get out of here alive.
Yeah, I think Suri is mostly. I mean, I think she's torn because she totally understands what people are saying about the group not being prepared to take on, anyone really. They're just lucked out so far. But at the same time, I think she just is deeply disappointed in Mattis that he can just rush off this responsibility. And she likes to take on responsibilities that nobody asked her to take on. So I feel like she now feels that this is somehow her duty.
Don't worry, Mattis is self-loathing about this the whole time.
Yeah, and Suri is gonna. It's not gonna make you feel better about it, Mattis.
Like he's like very downcast. Like his ears are a little bit droopy. Very melancholy right now.
Yeah. But Suri is also smart enough not to run off on her own, chasing whatever it is. So she'll probably just grow quiet. She'll still try to contribute to the group, but she will be noticeably more reserved, I would say. And quietly chewing on this.
Sorry, let me ask you a question. How frequently, if at all, do you call up that rage and emotion and just get a sense of what direction whoever seems to have taken this relic is in?
I don't think she. I guess we're following the river, right? So
Yeah.
we're assuming that whoever has the relic also follows the river. So I think she would only do it when there's an obvious, not necessarily a fork in the road, but like if there's a ford across the river, or if there's like a trail that branches off. Like,
I see.
yeah,
Yeah, just to see if maybe they took a different path.
yeah.
Okay. Then, especially for now, you don't feel anything different. It continues. As you guys are following, you are on a sort of small road along the river's edge. And following that, the direction remains the same. You know, late in this first day of full travel outside of Yua's Hope, you guys do end up coming across a like little way marker made out of wood, heavily rotted and old, barely still standing, half hidden in some reeds, that does point towards Vellumis still. Thankfully, just sort of your first marker of civilization almost out here in this fog-laden landscape, but still nothing particularly impressive.
And now the
Late.
doubt grows in Mattis' head. Has Vellumis fallen?
Maybe.
Oh no.
Late in the afternoon of the second day, maybe around, little after 4 in the afternoon, you guys, right around before you guys are prepping to set up camp, maybe even when you are looking for a place to set up your insignificant campsite, Suri, you catch sight of something strange. Because it's your first sight of another person.
Wait, what?
What?
I just came back.
I have a whole button for you guys to let me know when you're leaving and coming back.
I forgot.
Shame!
One of my players does that to me once in a while. Like, I do this big monologue and he's like back. I'm like, what did you do?
Right, you were gone? What?
How much did you hear? Oh, I heard the first part.
To be fair, I did the same thing to Allie earlier today, so I really can't complain that much. But Suri, you notice, like, as you guys are looking for a campsite, there's sort of a large oak tree off to the side that has enough coverage onto the road itself. It might be a nice little place to set up camp. The crows at this point have actually mostly left you guys behind. After maybe yesterday evening would have been when they mostly dispersed. Perhaps their curiosity sated. Up in the canopy of this oak tree, though, with what look to be some smaller branches almost growing through their torso and limbs, is a body. What looks to be a human. Ragged, torn clothes, no obvious bloodstains, skin sort of pale and sallow at this point. What really draws your eye to this, though, aside from it being, just a body up in the tree, is the fact that it catches your eye because it twitches.
That's not right.
It twitches?
It
Hey,
twitches.
don't do that.
It's a twitchy game. But, it's sort of like held up in the tree by the branches and vines. Very much looks like a corpse, like a body that's been dead for quite some time. But just sort of slight spasm is what catches your eye. You look, it's still, but then after another, 8-15 seconds, another sort of spasm again, and just not in any consistency, but every few seconds, 10 to 30 seconds, seemingly, this body convulses a little bit up in the tree canopy.
He calls over Mattis and says, Mattis, I think there might be someone still alive up there. Then she'll walk over and prod it.
You're gonna prod it? It is
Oh,
about like
well,
15 feet
that's
up
right.
in the tree canopy right now.
15 feet up.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, get a closer look at it. Does she see more of the body? Is
Yeah.
it maybe something twitching inside the body, or?
Doesn't look like it. How close are you getting for my information?
I would walk right up to it and basically stand right below it.
Beautiful. Thank you so
Do Be
much.
careful.
Oh boy.
Oh my god, why would you do this?
As you approach to sort of take a closer look, yeah, like you can see the stringy, what was maybe once wheat blonde hair, that very little of it remains. Eyes that have long since rotted out of their sockets, shriveled up lips, sunken gray skin. Very clearly a wasted corpse. But as you approach, get underneath it, its mouth opens. The head creaks slightly. You can hear it's either a branch or bone snapping. You're not exactly sure which, since it looks like the tree has grown through this person slightly. But the head turns to look down at you. The mouth opens. When the god beneath the grave stirs, history shall forget itself.
What's the first part?
When the god beneath the grave stirs, history shall forget itself.
That's
Suri stumbles back and is trying to take that in. Like, the words don't, I would think they don't really make sense to her.
No.
And she's like, clearly this is not no longer a living being. But does it seem dangerous to her? Is it still animated? Does it continue to speak?
After it says that one line, the head sort of just falls limp a bit further. The body continues to twitch and convulse every few dozen seconds. But it does not reanimate and speak any further. Just seems to be a body up in the tree. Weirdly affected by whatever's going on here.
Suri once again.
Vitality lash to make sure it's not a danger.
Go ahead, Suri.
I was just gonna say I wasn't sure where Mattis was relatively to this, so I
Gotcha.
was just gonna stumble back and basically tell Mattis, never mind, don't pass any help.
Well, here's the great thing, Mattis. As you unleash the Vitality Lash, the figure does not burn.
It seems it's just a corpse. Not undead.
Surely,
I thought he was all dead. Apparently he was mostly dead, but now he's all dead.
Surely, by chance,
Need to
before
find
you
Miracle
got in the
Max.
crypt... Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Surely, by chance, before you got in the crypt, did you have a history of hearing and seeing things that weren't there?
Did Mattis hear that?
Why? Why would you think I heard anything?
Oh, sorry. I guess.
I think Suri only got me, I think.
Oh,
She's
never mind.
like,
Sorry.
maybe I don't know. Would the others have heard it?
It was
Suri
like a
would definitely-
raspy, croaking voice. The body may have definitely been seen by others and pointed out, but I think probably you and Mattis would have been the only ones to hear it.
Okay.
Well, I heard it too. Can you recall knowledge on was the god beneath the grave?
Sure.
Probably not gonna dead anything, but who knows? Not target anything.
I mean, there's so many things it could relate to, right? I could be Pharasma, it could be Urgathoa. There's any number of dead gods out there it could refer to.
Yeah.
There's
That's not what I
just like Pharasma is the goddess of the dead, and Urgathoa is
It's
the
Tar-Baphon.
goddess of undeath.
Yeah.
But it could be Tar-Baphon.
It's almost assuredly Tar-Baphon.
But really and truly, it's one of those bullshit prophetic statements where gods know what exactly it's referring to. You probably won't understand it until it comes to pass, and then you're like, oh, I see.
Right.
That's
Let's
what
be
it
real here.
meant.
Prophecy doesn't matter anymore now that Aridin's fucking dead.
Or is
Everything
he?
fucking died. Whoa, hey. That's not
Q
good.
Vsauce.
What a strange statement. I don't know what to make of it.
Just a game theory. Oh.
Now I just want to see a
Well, that was
Vsauce
a good
video.
Something wrong with this land.
What could you possibly mean by something is wrong with this land? Surely not.
As voice of a head says that, I look around and like, right. Breaking fourth wall, baby.
Yeah.
Let's just ignore that dead body for now.
So let me ask you this. Do you guys wish to camp tonight underneath the corpse in the tree, or do you wish to find elsewhere?
Let's find elsewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, let's maybe
Sure.
maybe not
Elsewhere.
sleep underneath the weird tree of body in that place.
And I suppose I should have also asked, should I assume you guys are taking the same watch cycle each night? Suri, then Ira, then Mattis, then Skulk.
Sure.
I'm done.
It's a real rousing yay you gave me there, Mattis.
It was a yes/no question. I was like, yeah, it works.
Suri and Ira, are you fine with that?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I have to check on my dog. I'll be right back, but I'm
Take your
okay
time.
with that.
Oh,
Okie dokie. Fantabulous. Everything wonderful in the world is as it seems. Oh no.
Huh?
Huh? What? What's on a...
Oh no.
Who knows?
What?
Stop it.
I may have just rolled some checks for tonight's, last night and tonight's watch. Why are you rolling, Ira?
Oh, sorry. I thought.
No. I did some rolls for you guys in the, with the goal of not just taking a million years going through each and every day and night of rests and rolls. We can do that. My descriptions are going to get real boring real fast, though. I'm not that good at keeping up tension. I hate to say it's the same problem again, but
Boy.
it apparently perhaps this prophetic line in the corpse in the tree weighs a bit too heavily on some people's minds, as the only one to actively put up a good watch is Suri. Ira, Mattis, Skulk, none of them really are focused during their watches at all. Which is phenomenal, as all of you wake up the following morning, begin to head out, pick your stuff up, and someone is missing.
What?
It was missing.
Be
Crassian.
club. Oh, fuck that
Sounds
guy.
about right.
Crassian is gone. Notably,
note?
though, his bedroll is still on the ground.
Oh,
Oh. Could I look around his bedroll? Because I'm like, surely you would take his bedroll if he's just not with us.
You can give me perception or survival, depending on if you're looking or trying to track.
I'll try to track. As soon as I find that button. And assuming blind.
I actually think tracking is public. Let me check real quick, because I always
Oh.
forget. I know sense direction is blind, but track is a public roll, which is very useful for you, considering you rolled a nat 1, Mattis.
Oh, gross. Well, then I guess I'll hero point that then.
Makes sense.
Ah,
Sorry, the group woke up to Crassian gone.
that damn it!
Yeah, it's fine. I got you. Came out as a 21.
Nice.
You do notice some footprints, actually. Specifically stealing towards the tent where the extra bedrolls were kept, because you guys did have a few extra, and then leaving the direction. Heading inland, actually, slightly.
Are we sure to bedroll?
You are. But it is at this point, Mattis, I'm going to bring up a perception check you gave me a while ago that I didn't do anything with back then.
Uh-oh.
It did not occur to you at the moment because you were focused on treating Kleb's injuries and not paying attention to people's faces when Crassian made a hullabaloo about leaving the other morning.
Mhm.
But something about his voice as you're like thinking and he's gone now is throwing you from back then. It occurs to you there was one other person who maybe didn't know about what the Bloodstone was, but knew you had something important. Someone who, before joining the Querulous Quartet, had been a thief. And a damn good one at that.
Oh my god.
What did it? He thinks he can steal this thing from somebody who stole into our camp without anybody noticing? Can try.
Hmm. Huh. I'm not sure what to make of this.
Well, either way, Crassian is gone now.
Even split the. Well, what kind of fucking bonus did he give us, anyways? Did he even give us a bonus?
I don't think we got on that far.
You guys did not get the Querulous Quartet's bonus.
yeah.
Fuck him then.
Unfortunately.
What was their bonus?
Their bonus was a marching song. You guys could use the highest con modifier out of the group instead of the lowest for hustling.
Oh, that would have
wow.
Yeah, you guys would have been able to hustle for half an hour instead of only 10 minutes at a time.
Damn.
You would have definitely made better time if you had that boon.
C'est la vie.
But Crassian is currently gone, has gone seemingly inland, a different direction from the path you guys are taking at this point.
Now, when you say inland, you mean like towards the center of Lastwall?
Yes.
That doesn't make sense. Why would he go in? He wanted to leave the country. Why would he go further in?
He's chasing
Yes.
this relic like an idiot.
What if you? Wait. My island. I got several thoughts going through my head right now. Oh. Wait. Hold on. You only assumed that visitor stole my belongings. What if they didn't?
What's
Krasny was a thief before. What if he woke up when I was incapacitated, and he was the one who took it, and then went back to sleep?
possibly? But then why would Erasni's like feeling or whatever points elsewhere?
Honestly, I do not even know what that is. We're only assuming that it might be leading to us to the relic, but we don't know that for certain. Do you have any idea how long it's been since he left?
With your track roll, sometime in the last like 3 hours, probably.
So he has a 3-hour head start.
Probably like around when your watch was ending and when Skulk's was supposed to be beginning. Both of you were really out of it last night and had more than an opening for him to perhaps get up and steal away.
Part of me really wants to go after him. He's what ancestry is he?
Crassian?
Dwarf?
He is a halfling.
Or halfling? Oh, okay. His normal speed.
Yes. Indeed, he does.
Well,
He also
I
has
think
the
he's still,
objective best
he's-
ability. He has a fascinating dance.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. You tell yourself that. Yeah, I'm sort of torn. I'm just like, if there's a chance he's actually the one who has that relic, then like this might be the chance to secure it again. But on the other hand, we have a whole bunch of non-cons here who, especially one who's crippled, that need attention that we can't just ignore. And we're still a long way from Vellumis.
Well, you guys have to make a choice.
Yeah. I was gonna say, genuinely, I think the people take priority.
Okay.
I'll go alone. I can check him out.
You certainly can, Mattis.
Oh,
No, that sounds like a terrible.
You're
idea.
faster than him. You could probably catch up. So,
You're tempting me again.
A duel to the death.
Suri is really struggling with this. But she looks around. She looks at the mangled faces of everyone who's made it this far, and she grinds her teeth, and she says, "Let's get everyone to safety."
All right. I
okay.
hate this. I feel like I should be doing more, but
Because
I
you
think
should.
This is the right. Voice in my head. Stop that.
No.
No, he's guilting me. Oh, that's right. Flip points.
Okay.
But yeah. I can't in good conscience leave a blind person when especially when I feel like the person set the trap on my watch.
Because they did.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. Then you guys decide not to chase after Constant, letting him go off on his own to whatever his
Came
fate
back.
may be.
Me crashing.
Yes, sorry, Crassian. What did I say?
You said constant. I'm like,
Oh.
he's been dead for a week, for a few
There's
days,
so
man.
many damn similar names in this. And you guys begin making your way forward. I would like some new roles for today. Perception, scouting, sensing direction. all of that jazz for whatever your exploration activities are.
Scout doesn't require a roll. Yay!
Not yet, it doesn't.
Awesome.
Also, Jericho.
Yeah.
With my daily prep, I will mention that for the most part, I'm giving the party journey bread.
Fantastic. And what does Journey Bread do again?
I'm just gonna put it in the chat.
Thank you, kindly. Fantastic. So it is pure subsistence for the group.
Yep.
Oh, there it is. Oh, that's why it looks funny, because I used one earlier.
And I'm gonna basically. The idea is I'm gonna do 6 days of this, 1 day of subsisting off normal food.
Sure.
That way
Now,
we don't
you
have
cannot
one.
create enough Journey Bread for everyone, can you?
Only the party.
Only the party. Okay, so you guys do still need to do a bit of subsisting.
We do still need to subsist, but at least the party's taken care of for the most part.
Fantastic.
Which means more supplies for everyone else.
Yeah.
You know, that first sense direction, I was like, why does my options look weird? I realized it's because I went sense motive before instead of sense direction.
Mattis.
It was the same roll, so it's all good.
Remember when I said you only fail on a 3 or worse?
No.
He rolled
Did
a
I? Oh,
3.
no.
Did not roll a 3.
I'm so preoccupied.
Yeah.
Did I roll a
Um,
4?
no.
Oh, he crit failed. Okay.
No. He got the one thing that wasn't any of those, a 2.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
For an 11 total.
The
Which-
DC's 12.
Does create DC's 13.
Oh, okay.
So an 11 does not meet the DC.
No.
Which is really weird to, like, objectively think how you guys get lost when you are following the river.
I think that would reduce the DC, man. Come on.
Well, what's really funny is it's more so as it's designed is if you guys take the overland route, the direct route, the DC remains the same, but you have a pretty big circumstance penalty. But following the river ignores that penalty. But it's okay. You guys are in Lastwall, land of shit's fucked.
Maybe there was a big cliff that we couldn't get around, so we had to circumvent it, and then we got lost there.
More so, I think the issue is the fog right now. Especially this morning as it grows heavier. You guys do end up...
Mattis, I'm gonna stop putting booze in your journey bread if you keep getting us lost.
You've been doing what?
Nothing.
You can give it to me instead. How about that?
That's why my breath smells. Oh man, my voice.
I should mention this. Suri, every day you get another bottle of wine from me. If a fight breaks out, drink it. Your punches will light on fire. Just trust me.
What?
Sure.
Kind of weird stuff doing to people.
As you guys are traveling forward, the fog growing heavier and heavier, your landmarks becoming that much more difficult to notice, simply because everything is almost a gray soup surrounding you. Perhaps you're smart enough to get everyone to hold on to one another and sort of daisy chain forward so no one gets lost from the group, at least. But...
Get the rope out.
Ira.
Uh-huh.
From within the fog ahead of you, in the distance, you hear something. It's muffled, it's soft. It's almost like voices conversing in another room. Just barely the volume making its way towards you. But you do hear the sound of voices ahead of you, it seems like.
It's the voice of Jericho.
It's me. I've been here the whole time.
Okay, well, I'll inform my friends of that. Okay, who has good stealth? Who wants to accompany me forward a little bit? Do we all have good stealth?
I'm
Yeah,
okay
let's-
at it. I'm 5.
Yeah, I think
I'm pretty good at it.
it would be good for all of us to think ahead together to try and get eyes on whatever this is.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys want to start sneaking forward to try and approach these voices, as you hear them, you certainly can.
I'll try to give Marco a task to do. I'm like, Marco, can you look after Cliff for me?
Yeah, I can do that for a minute. Where are you guys going?
There's something strange ahead. We're going to investigate it.
Okay. Should we still be, holding on to you guys, or are you stepping away?
Well, we're going to step away from a moment. Stay there. Actually, group up in a circle for now, okay? Up in a circle so that you don't lose each other. We'll be back in a moment.
None of these people are fighters.
No.
Well, I mean, if something happens, we can hear them screaming for help, right?
Hopefully.
Their hit points are so low. That might be too late.
Okay, well, maybe Suri can stay back and protect them while the rest of us go ahead.
Okay, if that's what it takes.
If everybody's okay with that, of course.
Sure.
How far out are we going? Would be the bigger question.
You can't tell exactly how far ahead these voices are. They're soft and muffled. It's hard to tell. So it's up to you guys how far ahead you want to travel from the group.
Maybe like 120 feet at most,
Okay.
or
Would
75 feet.
would light show up in the fog enough to be like a beacon?
You can certainly
follow?
try casting a light spell in this fog if you'd like.
Because I'm sort of thinking maybe casting that on Suri if she's going to stay behind to protect these people. So that way we have something we can focus on to get back.
Sure. If you would like, you're welcome to do that.
Hate the way he says this stuff.
What's that?
I said I hate the way Jericho says stuff like that.
Oh. I mean, true, it might just be like, oh, there's something over there. All the undead attack it.
You guys are
I realize
free
I
to
was
do
muted.
whatever it is you would like. I make no promises about any of it going well.
I realized I was muted. I was gonna say that I'll stay with Suri, or with Suri, just to make sure that someone can keep Suri going if something goes horribly wrong.
So it'll just be Ira and Mattis stepping forward.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just concerned about getting lost in the fog.
Yeah.
But... All right. Let's see what we can find out.
Okay. Mattis, are you also attempting to stealth forward?
Yes, I will. I will attempt it.
Go for it. Give me that roll.
Whee!
Fantastic.
say
Hey,
it like that.
the good news is the fog seems to perhaps be muffling your movements. But as the two of you stride forward, moving into the fog, everyone behind you quickly becoming just sort of dark silhouettes before being swallowed up by the gray. As the two of you just continue to traverse forward, trying to approach these voices. Dice. Where are you? As you guys are continuing forward, it feels like a few dozen feet at least. Ira, you hear a voice coming from like right behind you. It's Marco. Hey, Ira.
What? Marco, I told you to stay back.
There's no response.
Hey, Jericho, is Marco with me and Suri?
Yes.
Did I hear him?
Oh, you heard him, Mattis.
I look back like, what? Marco, what?
As this happens, Ira is going to say, "Don't listen to them, Mattis. It's just like before.
Right.
Trying to... Don't respond either, like I..."
Oh, I don't like that.
Oh, I think we're rolling will save.
Madison and Ira, please give me a will save here.
Oh, I was almost on 5.
Oh no.
Well, that's why we have hero
You should
points.
keep that, it's funny.
No.
Okay.
You can tell me what the crit fail would have been. I'm sure it would have been very
No.
funny.
Because
It's so
I'm pulling you
weird.
onto a new map and I need the two of you to roll initiative for me.
Oh, crying out.
Oh
Oh,
my
God.
god. Can I use perception? You're gonna make me use stealth.
I'm gonna make you use stealth for initiative.
Why is that +1? What the heck?
Scout.
Oh, right. I was like, why does my stealth initiative match my stealth score? That doesn't make sense. That's stupid. I can't roll initiative yet.
The map is... Did I not hit activate for you?
Nope.
Whoops. That would be why.
Here's your problem.
I am not a smart man.
Neither am I.
There we go.
As the two of you have strode forward.
Nice initiative.
That's a pretty good initiative.
My scout is the same. So. Rather.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Oh, that's a
these are
good
cool.
roll for Ira, especially.
Oh.
Unfortunately, the fog gets to go first.
Oh boy.
What do you mean the fog goes?
I mean, the fog goes first. What are your will DCs, please?
My will DC is 20.
20?
What the
My
fuck?
will DC is 16.
Fantastic. Both of you, as you hear what sounds like Marco's voice, but turn and don't see him. The shapes of everyone else in your group are gone. It is just the two of you in a sea of grayness. The voices sound as far away as they did a moment ago when you first left the group, but at this point, both of you begin to almost feel like you are choking. The fog seeping into your lungs and filling it not with air, but something else that is making breathing difficult. Both of you are going to go ahead and take 6 points of 6 points of mental damage, please.
Ow.
From the fog. And Ira, that brings us to you.
Okay. Ira is going to smirk and say, "Phew, you think these sort of tricks work on me? I've performed much better tricks in my... and I would like to use occultism to try and disable a device.
Sure.
Or I guess actually, I'm gonna recall knowledge first. see if I get an understanding of the best way to disable a device here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, looking at this, it's fog.
Mm-hmm.
And as you smirk and say that out loud, trying to keep your composure, you immediately begin to cough and choke.
Oh, no.
And you are not necessarily yet suffocating, but the act of breathing itself becomes a chore as you speak. Truly, you are not sure what this is. I mean, perhaps it's spirits, perhaps the fog itself is cursed. Who knows what could be going on with this? But it is certainly bad for your health. You have no clue what the best way to try and protect yourself would be here.
Okay, well, can I go ahead and give occultism a try either way? To make
You may
life
certainly
more-
give occultism a try, yeah.
Okay.
And what exactly are you doing with occultism here?
Just kind of, you know, probably especially with the thaumaturge esoterica, probably like pulling out esoterica that, she feels would work best against this kind of, thing going on.
Yeah. Pull out a couple different things. Yeah, it's fog. It's got to be a curse of some sort. So you start pulling out a couple different talismans and items that in these long years you have discovered relate in some way or another to curses and cursed entities, and start just using them in the way you would to ward off other creatures. The fog only grows stronger around you, though.
Mattis, you have some exorcism thing going on, perhaps?
I'm gonna grab my holy symbol of Almode and start chanting some prayers to Almode. So Almode, protect me.
Yeah. It
From
is
this
your
evil-
turn, Mattis, if you'd like to attempt a religion check here as 2 actions to try and protect yourselves. You certainly can.
I would like to do that. Let's go. That's a bullshit. Reroll that.
Y'all okay?
Oh no.
That was great.
I broke Steve.
That was fantastic. Thank you for that. That's a bullshit.
You okay over there, Steven?
No.
We killed them. They're dead. Skulk just
That
falls
quickly,
over
you know.
dead.
Honestly, she probably died of alcohol poisoning.
Mattis, as you begin to chant and whisper prayers, Ira, like, doubled over, almost coughing next to you, but you manage to draw upon a bit of divine energy within yourself as it begins to leak out of your body with your prayers and sort of wash over your surroundings. It manages to physically push the fog away from you slightly, creating a small sort of space around you and Ira that the fog is unable to creep any closer, and leaving the two of you, for the moment, protected from it. Is there anything you would like to do with your single action you have left?
I'll pat Ira reassuringly on the shoulder as I clasp my own hands.
Fantastic.
Everybody will see us through this.
Yes, I almost know all that.
Ira, as some divine
Sorry, I
magic
didn't mean to
flows
be
into you. Oh, go ahead.
I was like, I didn't mean to be preaching.
As some divine magic flows into you and you are able to heal yourself, Suri and Skulk, I'm going to ask what the two of you are doing, because you're back here. Ira and Mattis have vanished into the fog ahead of you guys. You don't hear them at all. You don't see them at all. It's just you all and the rest of the group back here. Is there anything in particular you guys want to do? Do you keep them moving, or are you truly just keeping everyone stationary while you wait for Ira and Mattis to report back?
I would say stay stationary just in case they get lost.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should stay put, but try to keep them busy. Maybe try to give them something to do, like I don't know, fix
Alcohol
their
for everyone.
shoes. Well,
Do not give children alcohol.
something so they
Alright,
feel like
Alcohol
they're
for
not.
everyone but the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, realistically, yeah, I mean, at least like have people just kind of keeping an eye out for stuff just in case.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a perception check then.
Ira, click your healing.
Oh, sorry, yes.
My incredible perception.
Yeah. Really and truly.
Oh, Skulk.
Okay.
dumb
Oh,
bitch.
golly, O Gillibrand. This is gonna be interesting. I'm
Oh,
going
boy.
to roll some dice here.
Oh boy.
Because that is fun.
Is it?
We're all
Yes!
Dice are fun.
Okay. Suri, you rolled better. I'll give you the choice this time. High or low?
Oh god.
Hi.
High! Fantastic. Okay. I can work with that. I can certainly work with that. As
Like Jared
you
having
are sort of keeping an eye out, trying to keep everyone sort of active, doing something, making sure everyone's still around you, but also looking around in the fog as best to your ability. You end up noticing something. Something a bit strange, it seems like, because it is a pair of eyes in the fog. Just two sort of glowing, almost slightly glowing orbs, but they're not like normal eyes. There's no pupil. The sclera are entirely a light blue, while the pupils are an even lighter blue. Just two sort of oval shapes in the fog over by... go ahead and roll.
She points it out to Skulk.
Right around
quietly.
here.
Right. Oh, right around there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. She points it out to Skulk quietly, and then, without trying not to set everyone, or not to scare anyone, will walk over and inspect what it is or what it might be.
Sure. As you whisper at Skulk, the eyes definitely blink. I'll give you a choice of stealth or deception here on how you want to approach these eyes.
Yeah, I guess deception would make more sense. Like I said, she would try to keep everyone busy, so
Yeah.
she'd kind of like walk through the group, and she'd be like, "Oh, look over there. Maybe Marco needs some help to like send Redsnoff and the rest of the brush paws
Absolutely.
away from there." So yeah, the deception would make sense.
I'm sure it's just a frog.
Yeah, the classic red-eyed frog.
Well,
Oh, come on.
Hmm.
There's a hero point. Much better.
Okay.
Too bad.
You sort of direct everyone's attention elsewhere, begin casually walking over towards Retsnov and the Brushpaw family, keeping an eye on the eyes. They blink once more, a very slow, sort of methodical closing and opening, and you don't see the eyelids or anything of a creature in the fog. It's simply they sort of narrow until they vanish and then reopen slowly the same way. As they reopen this time, though, they don't reopen, actually. Sorry, I could have described that so much better. They blink once or twice, just when you notice them, but as you approach, the eyes close as if to blink once more, but they never reopen.
Okay.
As you sort of, do you continue to approach that area, or do you leave it alone at this point?
I do want to know if there's any signs of anything passing.
Yeah. There is a foul smell lingering as you make your way over there. It is revolting. It is the smell of dead and rotten flesh that has been left out in the summer heat for days on end. To the point that it is nearly sickening. But you sort of manage to keep the contents of your stomach secure for now. Your foot kicks
And-
something.
Oh, look down.
It's Cassian.
Jericho, before I forget, I did give daily preparation. I did give everyone NC play again.
I know. I'm aware.
Okay, just want to make sure.
I'll bring it up if it's important.
Okay.
It's hard to look down and see anything simply because of how thick the fog is, but what you kicked was definitely a bit soft, but definitely had some rigidity to it, and thankfully the fog isn't thick enough with how close you are that you can make out a humanoid shape laying on the ground.
Ray takes a closer look. I take it the fog is so thick she has to go down on her knees and
Yeah.
yeah, she'll pull up her shirt in front of her nose and mouth. And
Seeing that they're investigating something, I'm gonna go over and check it out with them.
Yeah. I mean, the red clothes, the unkempt blonde beard and handlebar mustache
Oh,
of a halfling definitely tell you who this is. However, it is not exactly Crassian, as only half of his face remains.
I see.
Are either of you trained in medicine?
I can use crafting for medicine.
I'm asking if you are trained in medicine.
no.
No.
Okay. Thankfully, you can use crafting in place of medicine, Skulk.
That's what I figured.
It's weird because I believe the wording on that sort of thing allows you to use it, but it does not count as a prerequisite for anything that
It
requires
says you
training.
use your proficiency rank in crafting as anything that requires proficiency rank in medicine.
And just for my reference's sake, what is this from?
It's from Chigurin.
It's from Chirurgeon directly. Oh, okay. That
Yeah.
would actually probably do it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Okay.
Oh wow.
Such as prerequisites.
Yeah,
That's
Chirurgeon's
perfect.
really good.
That is
Yeah,
perfect in
that's
this case.
huge.
Then with that skulk, you are able to tell the half of Crassian's face that is missing was not torn off. It was peeled with a frightening amount of precision.
I hate that. I'm just gonna grab some branches and just kind of lay it over his face and be like, all right, well,
Yeah.
that's not my problem.
There is a hole
warned
in
him.
his neck, you also notice,
Oh,
on a quick investigation.
a hole as in puncture wound or like a fist?
Puncture wound.
Okay.
And probably the perfect size for an arrow.
Got it. Are there any arrows in the area that I notice?
Not that you notice right now.
Oh, shit.
What?
I have a theory.
Okay.
I think it is around this time, though, that because of Mattis's prayer and divine energy, the fog does begin to lift.
Okay.
That's when I get shot with an arrow.
No. No. As Mattis and Ira, the two of you are standing a couple dozen feet away from the group, Suri and Skulk are kneeling down over a body that is directly next to Retsnov. And I think, sensibly, the Brushpaw family flips out, seeing
what's going on?
this. They all sort of scatter,
I will say I've
screaming as
already
fox are
covered up
wont
the
to do.
face.
Sure. Everyone recognizes
so I-
Crassian's clothes, though.
Oh, that's fine. Just as long as they don't see his peeled face.
Are we able to return?
Like a grape. Yeah, absolutely. You guys are able to easily make your way back over to the rest of the group without much issue.
Why are you peeling grapes?
Because I can.
All right, we done something fun. Oh my god, is that Crassian?
Kleb's gonna
fucking
react to
Ed.
that. Because while everyone else screamed and freaked out, no one actually said it was
Oh my
Crassian. So Kleb didn't
think
know.
about that. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Oh boy, Kleb is just gonna probably lose it here.
What? Oh, Clem. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
All my friends are dead.
Kleb runs off. Kleb's gonna start running.
Somebody,
Like
please.
crying, screaming. It seems like her willpower breaks, and unable to see anything, Kleb just starts running.
Somebody, please. Handle
I will chase after him, and I'm like, check his pockets.
You're definitely faster than Kleb, so you are able to catch up and sort of hold her and prevent her from running away. But
Kleb,
she's
Kleb,
squirming.
I'm sorry. I try to calm her down. I didn't think I should have known. I should have known.
No, let me go. They're all gone.
I understand, but can't give up. You have to move forward.
If you guys check him, that extra bedroll is gone. Not with the body. There's nothing in his pockets.
Okay. Crassian.
Ira says this quiet enough that Kleb won't hear, but she'll shrug and sigh and say, I hate to tell him I told you so, but I told you so.
I agree.
Now that the
This doesn't
fog
feel
has
great.
lifted,
Sorry.
now that the fog has lifted, Suri gonna look around the area where the body was found. If there are any signs, anything to track.
Yeah. Give me a track roll. Give me a survival check.
This campaign is just Mattis's ongoing poor choices.
How much can Mattis fuck everyone over?
Uh, there is a blood trail this time, sorry. Leading in the distance. Probably this way. You guys are heading this way, southeast, but the blood trail pivots north-northeast.
But it leads here, or it leads away from here?
Like, the blood trail ends where you guys are, and is coming
Okay.
from this way.
Okay.
But
is
so,
the
like-
blood trail, you say, does it look like he walked here, like bleeding out, dying?
Oh. With that roll and Skulk, I'll actually ask you to give me that crafting check as medicine here.
Okay. What's the best way for me to do this?
Just roll crafting,
Okay.
and we know it's meant to be medicine.
Private or public?
I'll allow this to be public. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty good.
The body is still warm. The blood is fresh, but you're fairly certain he was dead before he found his body on the ground right here. Something placed his body right here. Perhaps whatever owned that pair of eyes.
Let's call your attention to it.
It was here. It was here just now. It was here just moments ago. But now's our chance.
What was here? Oh, I should be-
Whatever did this. She hisses, trying not to, a stage whisper, basically. And then she moves and follows the blood trail.
You want to follow this thing that fucking got in our camp, killed crows, hung them all up, killed Cassie and put them next to you? Well, you didn't even notice? You want to chase that thing?
He's already on our way.
Suri,
Fuck.
where'd you get the drugs? Because I kind of want some.
Have I calmed Clem down enough that maybe they'll maybe have.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Oh, okay. Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
baby.
I think you've managed to calm Club enough. Maybe even it required just knocking her unconscious at this point. Just a good whack to the back of the neck.
I do it with carrying and
Yeah, of course.
And I hug them very, very tightly as I put them in a headlock and.
Whoa!
It's okay. It's okay. Shh. It's okay. Shh. Okay. They're asleep now.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Wait, where are there RREs on the? Oh, shit.
And they've already suffocated.
Oops. That's.
Mattis commits a murder.
In broad daylight.
Another mark of Mattis's bad choices.
You know, it was originally Mattis's no good, very bad night. Now it's turning into Mattis's no good, very worse week.
Yep.
I just love the idea that the Always Sunny song just starts playing every single time Mattis makes a choice.
I'll come over to the. Like. You're just going.
Suri's going.
Alright, I'm like to everyone else that case. It sounds like something's close nearby. We're going to make sure that there's no threat nearby, right? The fog's lifted. We'll be able to find a way back here. It's on the road to die.
Ira is going to curse. And... Fuck. The fog's lifted.
It is.
Is Kleb being held back? No, Kleb
Club is
like, somebody-
unconscious.
Okay.
Like Red's
it-
probably Marco's sort of standing
Yeah.
over her at this point, just keeping an eye.
Yeah, Ira, seeing that, she'll just go over and say, "Don't let her get away, Marco, please, thank you. I've got to go
Okay.
to these idiots."
I'm gonna catch up to Salt the stick there. And I'm like, did you notice anything about his body? What's going on with it? How did he die?
arrow like the crows. Also,
I kind of just like body blocking from anyone else. Lift up the branch and show them the peeled face.
there's that too.
Ugh. All right.
Feels like you could have described that.
I am
You
even
could
less
just use,
inclined to go after this now.
yeah. You could use your words. Anyways.
It's easier to show people.
Someone left us a message, and looks like they want us to follow them.
Which means we shouldn't follow them, but fine.
We've already got Surrey, who's rushed off ahead at this point.
Well, we got that, and also this might be the same person. It probably is the same person. That means you have a chance to recover the artifact.
The artifact, fucking the artifact.
No, it's pointing to me.
So you guys, are you all following after Surrey?
Unfortunately.
Yes.
I think we bring the people with us at least part of the way.
Yeah,
Left
like
here
if
by themselves.
yeah, probably take them with us up until we see whatever this thing is.
It's going to slow you down if you do.
Yeah, but we can't leave them. That would be way worse.
Well, I think whoever's doing this did this on purpose to get our attention. So if we're a little bit slower,
Or maybe they're just fucking with us.
well, you have to take a chance.
Yeah.
Surrey, are you running, or are you just like moderate pace, making sure you can follow the blood?
She wants to make sure she can follow the blood,
Okay.
but she'll try to follow as fast as she can.
Sure. So Surrey's definitely, as you guys are taking this time to debate and figure out what to do, Surrey is getting further and further away.
Okay, we've got to get going.
All right.
Yep.
Are you bringing people with you or not?
Yes.
Okay. Are all three of you sticking together with the group?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll call it to Surrey. Surrey, hold up. Let's catch up.
Do you pause or slow down, Surrey, or are you just continuing?
I'll keep my pace.
Okay.
Fucking
I can't do a fight by yourself.
Surrey is going to gain distance on you guys.
oh my.
Since you are bringing the group with you, Surrey is going to continuously get further ahead of you.
Mattis, can you go on ahead and make sure she
Yes,
doesn't?
yes, I'll go. Sosa, can I have a vial real quick before I go?
Oh,
I'm hurt.
Here.
I am hurt.
I quick alchemy 2 elixirs of. Oh wait, no, quick alchemy takes too long, or will expire too quickly.
Well, it's just a
Yeah.
healing potion, right? So.
Yeah, just one.
Well, the quick alchemy one specifically expire at the end of my turn.
You can make it
Yeah.
and give it to him immediately.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna give him 2.
Thank you.
Well, okay.
I subtracted the vials from me.
Go ahead and roll 2d6.
2d6.
What?
Yep.
Did you say you were doing 1 or 2, Skulk?
Oh, I'm giving him 2. I thought he was saying to. I thought he needed to carry them with him. I didn't know he was going to use them immediately.
Man's injured.
Oh, I have.
I did not realize that. That's
yeah,
why.
and he would not be able to carry them with him if it was just quick alchemy.
That's why I was bringing that
So
up.
just 1 is 3. Health back.
Don't have to do. All right. Thank you. I'll try to catch up to her.
Okay.
Why is
This.
he fucking people like this?
Oh, this is going to be very interesting. Oh, boy. Boy, oh boy. I also recognize we have not taken a break, and I apologize if at any point people
No.
need to stand up or stretch or anything. Please do so.
I did the step away a while back as we were watching.
Yeah, do whatever you guys need to do if you need to step away at all. Oh man, oh man, oh man. This is going to be very interesting. Sorry, I'm going to ask for one more track roll from you, please. Okay. Okay, well... that can be public, Suri. Sorry, track is public. It's not a very good roll.
Oh, yeah.
That's oops, sorry.
No,
That is a
that's
very
just a
good
reroll.
roll.
All right.
Turned into a natural 19. Okay, you continue following the trail, moving as quickly as you can. Mattis following at a distance. Definitely a bit behind, but still slightly faster, so you are gradually catching up. As you guys run further and further inland at this point, there are still a number of trees in the area, but you also notice the ferns and the grasses give way into sort of sickly reeds and slight, almost areas of water over the ground. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That is a good enough roll, sir. I'm going to ask for a perception check here. They give you the chance to notice something.
Oh, no.
Okay. Whew. Fantastic. Fantastic indeed. We are going to set some distances here. Just trying to do some positioning. Give me one moment, please. Okay.
Reaction right now. No.
Suri, as you are rushing forward following the blood, you notice it's definitely fading, beginning to get sort of washed away by the bits of water and mire ahead of you. And after a moment, you realize something is very wrong. Your last few steps, the ground has almost been sucking your feet in, making movement harder, and you haven't necessarily been paying attention to it. But all of a sudden, your mind sort of clears for half a moment, just before you take a step further, and you realize that you recognize this area, this part of Lastwall. It's a very dangerous part of Lastwall to be in, because there is quicksand everywhere. And you almost ran face first into some right there.
I see.
Almost, you say?
You have not run into it quite yet, but you almost did.
Okay, quickly jumps back and tries to get around it. Does the blood trail lead straight through it?
The blood trail leads straight through it, but it's like small patches here and there. You could absolutely sort of begin zigzagging through them.
Okay, but she'll slow down a little to make sure she doesn't...
Yeah.
Have I cut up yet?
No, you're still a distance back.
Oh, okay.
Not like too terribly far. You're within 100 feet, but you're still a good distance.
Jeez.
And the rest of the group is even further right now. You guys have been running for a solid, 4 or 5 minutes at this point. And the distance has definitely increased. Phenomenal. Suri, you managed to avoid the quicksand at this point. And that perception check was just barely good enough to allow you to dodge the arrow coming at you as well. I am
What?
going to need everyone to roll initiative as they load into this map.
Whoa.
All right.
Ira and Skulk, I have your tokens hidden right now because you are still a distance off the map.
Okay.
Let me make sure I actually put Scout on Ira and Mattis again, so they can have that effect to
I
roll.
don't know if mine gave me the scout.
You still had yours because you had not rolled initiative.
Okay, no, I just wasn't sure if it like removed it or not.
It removes it when you roll, yeah.
Got
Ira, initiative, please.
Yep,
Thank you. Okay. Ira and Skulk, it's not particularly important because you guys are pretty far away right now. But Suri, you are the first to react here, the absolute quickest, as you sort of stop yourself from dropping into quicksand here. And in pulling yourself short, you just barely stop yourself as an arrow thuds into the mire in front of you, coming from up in this tree nearby, it seems. You are free to rage if you would like to do so.
Oh, heck yeah. If I can find my buttons.
As up in the tree, sort of sitting, not even sitting, standing proudly on one of the branches is a sort of almost beautiful elven woman. Pale bluish gray skin, though, vibrant orange hair, and a green dress with flower motifs down it. Managing to stand in this tree wearing heels, and with a large sort of golden bow in hand. Someone looking like this.
Mm.
Just looking down upon you, seeing that the arrow missed, and just casually drawing another one.
Oh, that's what you meant by the
Alright.
eye. I understand the eyes. Then.
The eyes. There was that scrap of cloth.
Yep. But the arrows, this whole time I thought the arrows were tiny for some reason.
They were small for the crows.
Oh.
But she seems to have a normal-sized bow here that she's using against you guys. This is a full longbow that she's got
Okay.
in hand.
Oh, okay. Is it my turn?
It is your turn. You rolled first on
Alright.
initiative.
So
I will say, effectively, wherever you see solid ground is the quicksand spaces. So staying on watery spaces keeps you outside of the quicksand.
oh, okay.
Thankfully, when you guys are running fast enough, the quicksand isn't actually that bad to deal with.
And she's
Just
up
don't-
on that
Just don't
tree.
stop in it.
Yes, she is up on the tree.
And that's a regular tree with a bunch of branches. It shouldn't be too hard to climb up there.
Yeah, absolutely not. You just need free hands to do so. Which, oh look.
Oh. Yes, exactly. That's
punchy
not a big
punch.
deal for her. So is the quicksand difficult terrain?
I don't believe so.
Okay, just move quick, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. The quicksand is specifically a complex hazard that is going to try and drag you in on its turn, hilariously.
It's cute that it gets its own turn.
Yeah,
Okay,
right?
We'll have so one. I don't know how you rule this, but it's a little more than one move action to get to the tree, and then she'll start climbing. I don't know if she can switch her movement.
I typically allow that. It is a climb action because you do not have a climb speed, I believe.
Right.
So I would just subtract whatever movement you use from what your resulting climb speed would be of your check.
Okay, so I have 15 feet of regular movement left, basically, and then I'll.
You use 10 feet to get to the tree of your second
Well,
move
it's
action.
one full stride, and then and
Okay.
then 10 feet of a
Perfect.
stride. So I have 25-foot feet.
Yeah. Go ahead and you are free to give me that athletics check if you would like. As a reminder, when you are climbing, you don't have combat climber, do you?
Cool.
You're flat
Real cool. And she's standing on a branch, right? I
She
feel
is.
like
She's yeah. Once you get up to like the 10-foot mark on the tree, you can pull yourself up and stand on a branch. But for the first like 5 and 10 feet of actual climbing, you have to be fully climbing, and you will be off guard if you have to end a movement there.
I guess that's what we're gonna have to do.
All right. A 15 is just barely enough for a success. It's a normal tree.
Right.
So I will say with your normal movement, you're able to get about, we'll say 5 feet up off the ground.
And my
so-
third action
Yeah.
to continue climbing.
Yeah, I do not require additional rolls unless you want to. I would say realistically, with another climb action, you could climb up to her level in the tree.
Okay, we'll do that.
Fantastic.
We'll do that.
Yeah. Climbing is never fun to calculate. I like to try and keep it a bit simple. However, you do notice as you approach that same foul, revolting smell is even stronger adjacent to her. I am going to need a fortitude save from you as you get close.
I know she's sticky.
All right, Jericho, I craft deodorant.
Fantastic.
At that point, when she pulls herself up on the branch next to that creature, Suri is like mad with rage, seething, and also apparently retching.
I gave you a button. But a 14 is a failure. All
no.
good. And that will make you sickened 1.
Oh no.
Which is going to bring us to this. Actually, no, not really. It's Ira's turn next, actually. As you're pretty far back, Ira, because you and Skulk are with the rest of the group. So, I mean, you can continue running forward naturally, but you can also do check. You can't really see exactly what's going on. You definitely see, like, Suri maybe climbing a tree in the distance with everything, but that's kind of it.
Still have an idea that something's going on, at least.
I mean, you guys are following the blood trail.
Yeah.
Give me a quick perception check. See if you notice this other person in the tree. Yeah, I'd say at this point, like, especially, you would not have noticed them if not for Suri jumping and rapidly climbing up the tree as well.
I was gonna say Skulk would just start running forward because they see Suri climbing a tree, which would not make sense.
Well, we're not getting to you yet, Skull. We've got Ira right now.
I forgot.
Ira, when Suri jumps up the tree, your eye is drawn to the figure standing in the dead branches of it, wielding a bow.
Okay, I mean, well, Ira will pick up the pace.
Okay.
As much as she can.
Yeah, I'd say if you want to spend all 3 actions running here, you could make it onto the map this turn.
Sounds good.
And I guess if you would like, we can put you over here where there isn't quicksand.
Yeah, that sounds like an idea.
I'm like, watch out! There's quicksand!
That will bring us to this person's turn.
So, Rip Suri.
It's gonna do something interesting. Sorry, you don't have react. You do not have a reactive strike, do you?
I'm a barbarian.
No.
Okay. First thing she's gonna do, she is going to try and shove you off the tree. So
Tree.
get off my tree. Wherever my shove button
L's
is.
only.
Ooh, I'm still rolling blind. I'm so sorry. That was a failure, though, with that roll. So seeing you sort of fail to fall as she pushes forward, she is going to, yeah, she'll... let me just check some wording on something. I'm sorry.
You're not forgiven.
Too bad.
An
Uh,
action when you're holding a bow to get a free hand, is that an action?
It is not. Because the bow technically is only held in one hand. You are using the second hand specifically when firing. It's a weird weapon. That's its wording is 1+ for its hands, I believe.
That's funky.
It's very funky.
No, it's time to get funky.
You know what? She actually wants you off the tree. She's going to use her sole villain point on shoving you.
Holy
Oh my
shit, they got a
God.
villain point.
Yeah.
Do they use Achilles?
For the villain, I do.
Gross. And it's private again.
Which will simply turn it into a regular success. Now, Suri, you are getting shoved off the tree here. However, there are branches. You can use your reaction to try and grab the edge if you'd like.
Yes, definitely.
Fantastic. Go ahead
Yep,
and give me a reflex save or acrobatics. I don't have a button for it.
Reflex or acrobatics. Oh yeah, definitely reflex.
Fantastic. It's the same DC as Climb, which was only 14, so that is an easy success for you. You are
I'm
going
hanging
to...
off the branch.
Yeah, you're about, we'll say... Yeah, no distance, but you are just sort of hanging there. Realistically, there's no technical off-guard condition, I don't believe, for that. But you would have to use an action to pull yourself up. So, while you're there, she is going to lean down, just sort of squat and bite you. Just try and bite the hands that are holding onto the branch. Shut up. Oh my god, this person's supposed to be somewhat threatening. I've rolled a 2, a 4, and a 5 so far.
Good.
Oh,
I'm
that's
still
so aggravating. So aggravating. Interesting to note, Suri, as she like opens her mouth and you see truly filled with just jagged, unkempt teeth, she does not have a tongue. And she is going to... She'll attempt to bite you one more time. Why not? Surely I'll roll above a 5.
Was that a -10? Yeah.
It was, and I rolled a nat 1, so... you know,
super
my boss is I'm just not allowed to roll well with, it seems.
I mean, you saw what happened with my boss today, so...
This is
You
karma.
rolled crits on every attack you rolled.
This is karma for all my bad mistakes.
No,
is now
you don't
being
deserve
moved.
karma for your bad choices. If anything, you should be getting punished for it. I should not roll a 2, a 4, a 5, and then a 1 in order.
Well, to be fair, that was me and not Suri who made those choices.
Skulk, it is your turn at this point.
Okay. I mean,
Just rushing.
yeah, I see everyone running forward. I'm not gonna rush. I'm gonna use one action, basically, to kind of like make sure that everyone kind of just hides.
Yeah, you can go ahead and use an action to sort of tell everyone to stand
As to
back.
direct them very quickly, like hide, stay silent,
Sure.
do not run out.
That is going to keep you a distance off of the map still. at the end of your turn
Okay.
here.
That's okay.
We'll put you on screen, but we'll just put a 25 there to say you are that many feet off the map.
Understood.
And Mattis, that will bring us to you.
Oh, what? And I am aware that there's quicksand, right?
Give me a perception check. I don't think Surrey called it out.
Oh, of course not.
So just to see if you similarly notice it. Yeah, I think you saw Surrey didn't call it out, but you saw Surrey like hard stop for a moment.
Yeah.
And then sort of like
Yeah.
twist her head and scan for a different route. So you definitely know something is up with the ground. And you might similarly know the region well enough to be like, quicksand.
Oh,
Gotta be careful.
Yeah. All right. He said these areas. Why am I not hearing you?
Yeah, the water areas are where there is not quicksand.
Okay, I'm gonna spend my whole turn running.
Running.
Just 2 actions, and we go. Whee, into here.
Fantastic. All right,
Very
Mattis,
useful action-filled turn.
yeah, rushing forward as best you can. Suri, that's bringing us back to you as you are sort of hanging off the branch right here.
All right. First of all, which is a little bit unlucky wording, but she's gonna try to shake it off.
Can I just add I would yell, watch out for quicksand before I started running?
Sure.
Yeah. Someone has to do it.
Story's gonna try to
Oh.
shake off the.
Yeah, fantastic. Try and fight back the stench and the revolting of your stomach. Fantastic. Yeah, easily sort of just swallowing whatever might be coming up back down.
Yeah. Oh, for some reason I read that as not costing an action, but I guess the benefit is just that you can reduce it by multiple levels. at
Yes,
once.
and it goes down if you fail, which it normally does
Oh,
not.
that's-
If
Oh,
you
that's
just
good.
wrench.
By one, oh, on a failure. Okay,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, good. Okay, so she shakes off this sticking condition, and then so does the creature, person, elf? Does it look like she has some sort of magical ability to stand on that branch, or does she actually also have to hold on?
She
tight?
seems to just be standing on it.
She's just standing on it. Okay. So then, while hanging from the branch, Suri is just kind of like fish around with her arm, trying to grab a leg over her and pull it down.
Yeah, I think I am going to say you're probably going to make attacks from this position at a -2 circumstance penalty.
Sure. Would you want that as a shove or a trip? Probably doesn't matter.
I think trip makes sense
Yeah.
if you're trying to
Clearly, with
like
the
pull
goal
her
of
down.
pulling her off. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna
Don't,
try to
don't
knock
do
her
trip.
down. At a -2. Here we go.
Fantastic. Okay, she is similarly going to attempt to grab the edge. Do the same thing as you as she falls. And she will. That is actually a crit success. But that doesn't stop. That doesn't let her grab it again. But she similarly sort of. You pull her legs out from under her, and as she begins to fall, she catches the branch she was standing on with the back of her knees and ends up just sort of swinging on the branch. A crit success allows them to grab the edge or handhold, whether or not they have a hand free.
Oh, wow.
So she doesn't even lose her bow.
No. Granted, she will not be able to fire it from this position.
Yeah.
But
So she's upside
Then here's
down.
she
here's the
catches herself
question.
much more gracefully.
So
Okay,
she's
so then-
upside down.
No penalties for
So
that.
we're now hanging both from that branch, right?
You're now both hanging from that branch, yes. Does that impose a further attack penalty at this point? Fuck it. No. Why not? Let's have you guys do some cool combat here.
So yeah, they're both hanging there, and Suri is just gonna try to like kick and at her and throw a punch at her.
Yeah?
I guess those are all unarmed attacks, technically?
Yeah, that's all unarmed, so that works.
Okay, so...
I
that
think
would
the only
be-
difference would be I don't think you can count as two-handing your unarmed attack right now.
That's right, because it's literally one hand.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I could use both. Anyway, all right, so here we go. And a -5.
Unfortunately, a 16 does not hit.
Okay, and then I'm tempted to just kind of jump on her and hang on her.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, I don't
I-
think you have any actions left.
I don't have. You're
Oh,
right, I
you
don't have
shake it
any
off,
action.
yes.
Yes, you're right.
Fantastic. Well, that will bring us to Ira's turn, as you managed to pull her down to your level, Suri, but in an attempt to do a follow-up swing, she is manages to sort of sway out of the side. I'm going to say both of you are effectively 10 feet up at this point, realistically. And Ira, what are you doing?
Well, first things first, I'm gonna try and stride up a little bit.
Yeah?
Do my funny wand does have range, but okay, I'm gonna need to do this, so just probably, avoiding the quicksand and everything, probably get out here, but with all 3 actions, so.
Okay. That is going to bring us back to her turn. What does she wish to do here? She is going to use one action to pull herself back up. Prevent herself from having any sort of penalties. She's just going to pull herself back up on the branch, swing up into position, and ignoring you, Suri, is actually going to fire her bow at Mattis.
Oh no.
Just sort of swinging back up, getting over top, and in one swift motion drawing the bow back and firing on Mattis, which is going to deal 8 points of piercing damage to you.
Ow.
And then she is going to just once more try and sort of bite your hands that are holding you in place, Suri. This time managing to get a hit off.
Ooh, really not a crit.
And unfortunately, getting a little bonus for a fun reason here. But still rolling like dog shit for only 9 points of piercing damage to you.
Oh. 9 damage is dog shit.
Yeah.
Ouch.
That was effectively 2d8 plus 4 that I rolled 9 on.
Jesus.
I rolled a 1 and a 4 on 2d8. But Skulk, that is going to bring us to your turn.
Well, one action gets me on the board.
Yep.
I overheard, I'm assuming, the quicksand comment.
Yeah, it got called out to
Gonna
you.
get myself to there.
Fantastic.
As I'm sprinting, I'm gonna yell at Suri, "Remember the wine!" And that's it.
Mattis, that brings us to your turn.
Okay, I just want to do some math here. Let's see here.
You are currently about 41 feet from her at your current position.
Okay. All right, cool.
I know it overlaps with like the unharmed, but there you can hover an enemy and it will give you the distance you are from them.
Yeah, I know. Let's see here. I need to zoom in. Is this considered quicksand?
That space would be on it, yes.
Oh, poop.
Hey, surely getting in the quicksand is not a bad idea.
Okay, no, I think. All right, that one spot should be good. Yeah, 30. Ooh, I was moving myself.
I do want to make sure you're
20.
aware, Suri is a little over 30 feet away because she's up in the air.
God damn it. That messes me up. What I mean, like, be 25 from them? Then?
Pretty much. Because right now you're technically right about 32 feet away.
I got this restless quicksand for a turn.
Okay.
Because I want to have 2 people within range of infused vitality.
Oh, there you go. Suri
For Era
and Ira.
and Suri. It's like, I'm a day blessed there are strikes. I'm hoping that thing's undead.
Sees person, hopes they're undead.
I mean, everything else here has been undead.
Ira and Suri, go ahead and grab that infused vitality effect for yourselves. And that does bring us to the quicksand's turn.
Ah, shit.
Okay.
Just chalk it up to our bad choice of Mattis.
Yeah. It just automatically pulls you down to your waist, Mattis.
That's all.
Which, yeah, if you are submerged only up to your waist right now, you can make an athletics check to swim and pull yourself out or move a bit while remaining at that depth.
Okay. Okay.
So, but you are currently pulled in down to your waist in this quicksand. Just immediately sort of pulling you in as you stand there for a moment to let the magic out. And Suri, that brings us to your turn.
All right. Suri is going to pull herself up on that branch,
Yeah, absolutely.
and then she's going to pop out that wine.
It's probably going to take all your actions to drink that.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
What is
Yeah.
the item in particular, Skulk?
It is what's it called? I can't remember the name. Iron wine. It gives 1d4 fire damage to their fists because their sweat becomes combustible.
So yes, it would take one action to pull it out, and then your last action to actively drink it, Suri.
Okay, then I will. I'll take that back for now. So she pulls herself up on the branch.
Mhm.
She will target the creature lady and then try to strike her first of all.
Yeah.
Her two-handed fist.
Go for the punch.
Uh,
A 13
That's
doesn't
a
do
minute.
it. Oh, I'm so sorry.
and let's try again. Come on. Ah,
She
that's
is
a turn.
miraculously in heels, almost like pirouetting on the branch and managing to dodge your blows.
Mm-hmm.
Just by the thinnest of margins. Ira, that does bring us over to you.
Okay. I will go ahead, stride forward 5. And even though this lady probably has really good reflex, I'm gonna go ahead and fling magic.
Sure.
I'll do the supercharged version.
Okay. So this is a reflex save.
Yeah. Really
Oh, man. Okay. Let me give her that reflex save. That is a crit success on her part.
Yeah, not even remotely surprised.
Just as she's sort of dodging Suri's punch, she glances over, sees the magic you're throwing at her, and almost just like moves her bow in such a way that just bats it away as it approaches. and just smirks in your direction. And that is going to bring us to her turn.
That's terrible, but she wanted to talk.
She is going to... Yeah, she's going to fire an arrow at you, Mattis. She's not even worried about Suri next to her right now. She knows Mattis is the healer because she has been watching you guys for quite some time. So she is...
no.
You know what? She's actually going to shift her hunted prey over to you, Mattis. Before she fires at you. Then she's going to launch her bow. Or launch an arrow at you.
Do you not?
That is, I think, a crit.
I'm gonna die here.
Mattis, what's your max
My
HP?
My max HP is 24.
So if this deals 48 damage, that is an instant kill to you.
Oh shit, it's deadly. Oh my god.
It's only 32.
Well, I'm only at dying too.
Oh boy, howdy.
Hey, so
I do want you to know,
my
if they rolled near
bad
max, she
choices.
could have instantly killed you.
So my bad choices continue to compound.
Yeah, and I want you guys to remember, Mattis is in the quicksand.
Oh, fuck.
As she looks over and sees Mattis sinking in the quicksand, smiles just after she smirks at you, Ira, and just draws her bow and fires it, which catches Mattis, like so many others, right in the throat. Shoots out of the back of his throat into the water next to you, Ira, and Mattis just slumps forward. Not dead yet, but very nearly. I'm going to leave it up to the dice if she tries to finish Mattis off.
That's just rude.
Her final shot's going at Mattis.
Oh, boy.
no.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Which is going to hit because you're unconscious.
Can I spend my last hero point to make her reroll?
No.
Minus 10? Okay.
Thankfully, it's not a crit, Mattis, so this is only increases your dying by 1. And you do have a hero point to save your life.
I do, except I'm in quicksand.
But do please increase yourself to dying 3. And Suri, you watch as she just completely ignores you and fires 2 quick arrows at Mattis, nearly killing him immediately. And Skulk, that's going to bring us to you.
Very dead.
All right, well. How far away? Okay, whatever. I'm gonna get up to here.
Mhm.
I'm gonna throw up the healing vial at him.
Yeah, 1d6 healing.
Yeah, baby.
Versatile vial for the win!
5.
Okay. Mattis comes back to consciousness.
Mattis, no sleeping.
Just in time for him to sink all the way up to his neck in the quicksand. Yeah,
Well, that's my turn.
Mattis, you are down to your neck as you come back to consciousness. But Suri, that brings us to your turn.
Maybe the arrow will prop me up.
Suri watches her shoot an arrow at Mattis, but she's too mad to feel bad about that right now. He just tries to pummel her.
Yeah? Oh my goodness. She just keeps...
One more time.
Almost just as she fires the arrow, using that open hand to just bat your fists and kicks away as you're trying to hit her. She seems so naturally in her element here that she's just deflecting every blow you throw at her.
Yeah. And as her last action, she takes out the wine. Maybe it'll help.
Yeah, sure. Fantastic. Ira, we're over to you.
Okay. Ira is going to take a look around, see Mattis sinking into the quicksand, and she's going to call out to the person on the branch.
Sure.
if we let you go with that relic, will you leave us alone?
She looks in your direction, cocks an immaculate eyebrow, and just starts laughing in this almost very hoarse, wheezing laugh.
Hate that.
Yes, I think that's a no. Okay, well, Ira's gonna...
I
Go
think when you
ahead.
say that sort of thing, when she has yet to take a hit and has nearly instantly killed Mattis.
No, I'm saying, like, I know you can beat the crap out of us, but I'm thinking if I just go now, there's no reason to keep following us, but if that's how you're going to do, then okay.
I mean, you can try and run away and see what happens.
Okay. Ira's going to spend 2 actions running up, and then she is gonna go ahead and throw a knife.
You do have to draw a knife, I believe.
I would have had a knife drawn, just like coming up.
Do you really think running with the group you were running with a knife and a wand in your hands?
Yes, but...
Okay.
Well, like, knowing that we're chasing probably the person, like, who killed and then stole and then all that, I think Ira would have had her weapons out.
Okay. Unfortunately, the knife just hits the tree branch under her feet.
You're rolling
I
like
have to
shit.
play vulnerability up, so I won't bother with the...
Mattis, you're conscious. You're
Yeah.
down to your neck in quicksand. I think this
I
is
am.
suffice to say you are mostly dead at this point. But for now, you're
Yeah.
alive.
I'm mostly dead, but I'm a little alive. So I'm going to try and get myself up to my waist.
Go ahead and give me an athletics check. Your DC is 20. Fantastic. Okay.
All right, and then one more to get 5 feet out of it.
Oh no.
On a critical failure, you are pulled back down to your neck.
Do I hero point this?
I think you
Yeah,
have to hero
I
point
think
this.
so.
Okay. All right.
My god.
Unfortunately, you're not pulled further down yet, but you manage to sort of wiggle your way up, but you try and sort of pull yourself out, and it's just not quite getting there.
I think I have one action left.
I believe you do.
So
You can try again.
I gotta try. Come on.
Oh, my one.
Oh my god!
Mattis. You're trying, you can almost, like, you get your hand out and over and you grasp at some reeds and they just pull out of the ground in your grip.
Son of a bitch.
You aren't able to
this
pull
means-
yourself out.
I had fun.
Fantastic. Yeah, you are ostensibly at the moment immobilized is the condition that should be placed on you right now.
Yeah.
That is going to bring us back to this lady's turn. She has Suri right next to her, Ira on the ground, Mattis nearly dead and stuck in the quicksand, and she just saw Skulk do a little bit of healing as well. She is going to shift her prey over to Skulk and fire at you.
Oh no.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh no.
Hey, you need to stop.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I die here.
That's an awful roll.
Oh my god.
2 and 2 1s on 3 dice.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow, that was a dog shit roll. Hilarious, because that's still enough to bring you below half.
Yeah.
But that was 1 above minimum damage, effectively. 2 above because of crit, but yeah. So close to minimum damage here. And seeing you just sort of tank the arrow,
I'm bouncy.
You are bouncy. So it just kind of bounces out of you, which is why she's going to shoot you again.
Oh, okay.
Just because. She can. Oh! It's a natural 19.
No. Oh no.
She doesn't get her hunt prey on this, thankfully, because it's only the first attack.
Yep.
But that is
There
a
we
much
go.
better roll.
Oh no.
God.
As 2 arrows, Ira and Suri, you two are focusing on rushing up to her. Mattis, you're trying to pull yourself out of the quicksand, but she doesn't even care, and just with 2 quick arrows, domes Skulk and causes her to fall in the mire. Mattis, you are pulled back down to your neck in the quicksand. And Suri, we are over to you.
Suri is gonna
Oh boy.
pull the cork out of that bottle with her teeth and then down it in one go.
Yeah.
Got the synthesis, you know.
Skulk, if you can go ahead and put Iron Wine in the chat once more, just so we can get the
Yep.
effect. And you can go
Was
ahead.
that Ira?
Ira said, you got the synthesis, you know.
And let's see if she can get us out of this.
I believe.
Oh god.
You're due. You're due.
Oh,
Oh my god.
the dice.
Cold.
Oh,
Yo, 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 yo.
There we
Hey!
go. First hit.
Finally.
That's what we like to see. And all the buffs. And a very
There's a little
good
bit of
roll.
damage.
The first blow that finally strikes her slams into her side. The vitality does take. She is not a living creature. And feeling this blow finally connect, her eyes snap over onto you, Suri, as she stares at you and just growls.
Suri growls back.
Ira, that is your turn.
Ah, okay. Okay. Exploit vulnerability.
Yeah? Just a
Um,
macro.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Ah!
Does it seem like she was weak to the
Just looked like she took it.
vitality? Okay.
Oh, honestly, you've got no
I'll-
clue.
Yeah, I'll have to deal with that. Cool. And then draw a knife and throw a knife.
Sounds good. You do have your fling magic back at this point, by the way.
Yeah, but her reflex is way too fucking good.
Fair.
Oh
Oh,
Jericho,
yes.
what did you do to the dice?
A lot. I had fun, okay? Mattis, that is going to bring us to your turn. You are down to your neck in quicksand. Skulk is in the water, dying behind you.
no. Yeah.
What's the plan, Stan?
If I'm up to my neck, I probably don't have the ability to cast a spell.
You're not technically grabbed by it, so technically there's, I think this ability is very poorly written. There's no technical downside to you being in the mire that is preventing your hands from moving in such a way. If you think it is reasonable that there should be a flat check like you are grabbed to do a manipulate action, I'm all for it. But purely mechanically, there's nothing stopping you.
Yeah, I think he's able to like raise his hands and do the somatic components on his head awkwardly, but
Just
I'm
your
gonna
hands
cast a
sticking
two.
up out of the quicksand.
this is risky. But hopefully, I'm gonna heal
Yeah.
Soul Stick. Come on.
10 health back for Skulk. It's enough to bring her up.
Bitty, stupid, shitty ass roll. All right, and then I'm gonna try and swim.
Okay. Hey, I've even got an athletics button for you if you want. That is a crit fail,
Well.
Mattis.
All right, while I'm holding my breath.
Mattis, as you cast that spell, Skulk, you open your eyes in the water just to see Mattis fully disappear.
I got 5 rounds to get out.
Oh.
That's your view now, Mattis. Have fun.
Oh man,
You get to see the mire. Fantastic. You do have to be holding your breath here, otherwise you are going to suffocate.
Yep.
Okay. Wonderful. Skulk, it's your turn. Oop, I did not mean
I'm
to
gonna
hit,
come
full
over
round
here.
there.
I'm gonna try and help Mattis get up.
Yeah. Are you
out.
spending an action to stand up first?
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. Then you can absolutely use an athletics check to reach in and try and pull Mattis up.
Oh.
It's same DC. It's DC 20.
Wait. What is your
Ah.
athletics?
+1.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know about this one, Chief, but like realistically, this is what Skilk would do. She's gonna try and help Mattis. Ah, no.
Oh, so close.
We could have tried.
You get you reach around in there and you can feel Mattis. I mean, you have hero points.
Yeah, but I'm fishing for a 19.
You
here.
are, and realistically, the quicksand will just pull Mattis down again before it gets back to his turn.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's right.
With only one action to try and pull him free on your own, it's not gonna be very successful.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's.
But hey, good news, Mattis, I can't shoot you while you're down there.
Yes, this is part of my plan.
Calculated.
Calculate.
That is going to bring us back to this lady's turn. Oh, she would like to down Skulk again. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, but she did just get hit.
She did just get hit, you're right. Which is why... she is going to use one action to lower herself a little bit, and then use a swift leap to jump over here as well. Just sort of jump down to the ground over here, out of the tree proper. If I'm being entirely fair, though, that should take all three of her actions to sort of get to around here safely, though. If she effectively climbs, I suppose I should actually give her an athletics check to climb, is what I should do. That is the objectively correct thing to do. As she would be able to use one action to sort of get down to a point that she could just drop. So actually one action and drop gets her here. Which means she is actually then going to use her second action to fire at Skulk.
Oh, god fucking damn it.
Then why not?
Rude. Incredibly rude.
I know, I'm aware. But hey, I have to choose the non-volley targets. What do you want from me?
Oh.
Skulk, I'm very sorry. It's a much better roll.
Yep.
You are going down to dying 3.
Alrighty.
So, and then she is going to use her last action to run over here out of the quicksand. And...
oh, that's what you're supposed to do.
Mattis, unfortunately, you can't really get pulled further into the quicksand, I don't think, so you're just down there suffocating.
Yeah.
Or trying not to, at least. Suri, that is going to bring us to you. Or, if you guys would like, because this is the top of the round and we're already past our normal stop time, we can absolutely end here for the night.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No worries. I think as we pick back up next week, it's not looking good.
No, it's really not.
But I think we can pretty comfortably say next week will be the end of this story, and likely character creation for our next story as well. Which I'll send some messages out so you guys know what to look for. But you will be building 7th level characters where you will be playing evil.
Oh,
Oh boy.
I Obviously, I've had a number of ideas, but the one I'm feeling right now is a resentment pitch focused on curse.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Ronnie has been debating playing a Tyrant champion.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Multiple Tyrant champions.
I mean, there has been a consideration with Mr. Jericho's third party stuff to just play a grappler psychophage or the psychophage. What am I fucking saying? That's
You're not a
Tyrant
40k player.
What are you talking about?
the Cerebrophage. That's what it was called.
That doesn't help me.
Mind Flayer.
Oh.
Basically, just play a grapple Mind Flayer.
Remember to run that shit by me.
That's why I said there's a consideration. I'm going to ask you, obviously.
Okay. Well,
It's just because it's part of your homebrew stuff that you allow.
Going now, guys,
yes.
but
Thank you guys so much for
everybody.
playing.
Yeah.
Can't wait to die
Thank you,
next
Mr.
week.
Jericho. Can't wait to die. Yeah.
I hope you
Goodbye.
Enjoyed, despite how cold the dice went near the end here.
Yeah,
you
the
guys
dice got
have a
forked.
very real chance of success still.
Yeah.
One or two more good punches from Suri is really all you need.
Just
True.
give me a nat 20 after I get exploit vulnerability off, and maximum I can deal is gonna be like 30 damage in a single hit.
That's pretty good.
That's not gonna be
Yeah.
remotely enough. Okay, I have
but-
to get going. Bye 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 bye.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you once
Bye.
more, and I will
you,
see you
Jericho.
all next week.
Good one. Yep. See
Yeah.
you then.
Oh boy.